What is a ray of light without the shadow it creates? What is the darkness without desire for flame? What is a warrior without a worthy foe? What would you like to do? It's time to roll. When the lines between good and evil are blurred, no one knows if there is dune or paler came first. An ancient struggle throughout all time to push against the other keeps both upright. Is the coming chaos worth the peace? Is it all just a puzzle to complete? A one-sided coin can't exist, isn't real, and thus goes the tales of Ethyl. Thus goes the tales of Ethyl.
And that's where I buried the dead body.
Oh, that's good to know. Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are interested in the conversation that we're going to have today, because it's going to be a weird one. We're going to have a great day. We're going to have a lot of fun today. Before we really get started and I start doing introductions or anything, I just want to say to you guys, thank you guys so much for how far we've gotten. Episode 26 is pretty fucking far for us. From here on forth, we're not coming back next week. We will be back the week after that. And with everything that's kind of going on in my life right now, I'm worried about the story being deteriorated. So we're going to start switching to every other week of playing campaigns, just so I can have a chance to kind of breathe and do everything I need to do outside of this game, but also to keep the story where I want it to be for our campaign. So yes, it sucks. We're going to every other week, but we're going to keep going on with the story, and hopefully that helps alleviate and keeps the story going the way it should. Anyway, we're going to start this with the same way that we always do. As everyone can see, please welcome back Josh. He's been gone for fucking ever. We still got Seb here for this episode, so it's going to be a real fun one. We'll start with our introductions. In the bottom left, we have Silas.
I'm not on the floor. Don't worry about it.
Right next to him, our returning champion, Kazim.
I'm going to fall on the floor in a few minutes. Worry about it.
Our amazing guest star, Zorn.
Hello.
Right next to
I
Zorn.
have no intention of having to do anything with the floor.
Right next to him, we have Amy.
Hi guys. I guess I'll be the one picking them up off of the floor? Question mark.
And last but not least, Lindell.
Yee, and I'll be the one to drag them back onto the floor. I'm gonna have a party.
A slumber party?
Woo woo.
And I'm Uppercase Karma. I am your DM, and I'm the one to reveal that the floor is actually a mimic. Anyway.
Floor is lava, everyone!
I draw a card. I draw a card.
No.
But
I ate it before I can look at it.
if this is you guys' first episode, I highly recommend going back to watch our VODs, or perhaps going on YouTube or on TikTok or on Spotify. If anywhere you can find us, it's all Tales of Ethyl. We've got it kind of everywhere. I'm sorry that I'm behind on last week's episodes. There's some extra things I'm trying to do. Again, another reason we're going to that every other week schedule. But I promise this week I will get both this episode and last episode up. Yeah, I guess we're going to see what happens this episode. Is there anything you guys would like to say before we get started?
I'm no longer on the floor. I'm ready.
Okay.
Oh, god dang it.
So,
I am pacing back and forth with malicious intent.
And you're holding your hands behind your back, clasped, probably right hand over left.
I actually hope
I'm
it's more
actually
like
not.
this.
I'm currently scratching my palm.
Fuck,
I
it's a
feel
50-50.
like the dragon's in the background going, which one of these bitches is gonna die first?
Anyway, I'm gonna start this episode the same way that I always do with the shot. You guys join in it or not. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's have some fun.
Found it.
Tink.
I don't have enough milk.
Yes, the alcohol.
Alcohol.
All right.
Bitch.
So,
Except for
I
that
gotta
burn.
drive after this.
you two did the drive after this?
Yeah. We go on a road trip.
Ooh, lucky.
You just got home.
You came back.
Okay. So,
Anyway,
where we last left off, our intrepid group, except for Kazim, because he decided to be like, fuck you guys, I'm going home. had just finished
Fuck
off.
you guys are making soup kitchen.
Had just had finished off the Bagman, where in the middle of that fight, some odd occurrences seem to have happened. Some kind of magical energy has been burst forth. They did manage to fight off and defeat the Bagman, which Silas just made a very interesting discovery of a deck of many things, and he pulled 3 cards. Luckily, nothing too horrible happened, except perhaps a devil that might show up at some point, either today or perhaps sometime in the future. We don't know, but he has made a mortal
I forgot
enemy.
to tell Josh about that bit, didn't I, Dragon?
Josh looks so fucking confused.
Yeah.
To mention, by the way.
Yeah. We'll see what happens then. He's also pulled some pretty good things, like he got himself a sweet new shield. He's also got himself... There also somewhere out there seems to be some kind of castle that he has a key for. So we're going to find out what happens then. And he still has this deck on him. But after this... Yeah, see, this is what happens when you ditch us. Anyway...
If it's
You have a castle and a devil?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you missed out on a lot, my guy.
If it's any consolation, the castle is either going to you or Freya.
After you clear it. Anyway, after that, they were approached by what seemed to be a very anxious Tasha, who told them that they found Nico. So they began rushing back. I'm going to say that, Kazim, you were probably approached first, which you didn't go back to go see it. You just kind of told him to hold him and make sure that he doesn't go anywhere. So as you guys rush through the the whole city, again, for Zorn and Lindell for like the 4th fucking time, you approach the front of the flow, which you saw a very devastated Nico, covered in open wounds, unconscious but still breathing, just floating above the ground, very still. He was still breathing, but he looked absolutely decimated. And on top of that was a small pouch of some kind that said BB on it, and underneath that said the bomb or BS, and underneath that said the bomb squad. Opening it, you've all noticed that there were letters for all of you, surprisingly, including Lindell and Zorn for some reason. Without wanting to leave his side, you guys got Nico all patched up as he's laying still unconscious on his bed, not sure when he's going to wake up. You've made some interesting discoveries in the changes of his bodies, the difference in his scar, that seems to be a tattoo, the blonde streak that seems to be in his hair now, with some interesting discoveries within those letters. But you guys all decided before we left that we were all going to rest for the night, to ease our minds a little bit. Freya and her family had come by and said what they could, as you all saw Nicholas attempting to be strong for Cresselia and for Freya. They do seem to be okay moving forward. Archie, as you guys have called him, decided to go off and do some research on what he can about what has happened, essentially trying to figure it out, because one thing that did seem a little odd was this, and Kazim, you would have noticed this too, just kind of randomly, there was this large burst of magical energy that just kind of came across the entire scape everywhere. You just felt this weird magical pulse happening. Nothing happened after that, but as you walked outside, you noticed that far to the north, very far away, seemed to be this bluish purple just beam of magical energy shooting into the sky for a moment and then dissipating. Not sure what happened there, not sure why that's happened, but it has. I'm going to say that while you guys are all laying down for your long night together, I'm going to ask you guys, do you guys do anything before you go off to bed, or are we just going to go straight towards our bedtime? Actually, you know what? Let's find out. Kazim, what have you been up to this whole time as the rest of the group has been fighting the Bagman and finding all this stuff out? I know that you said you were going to go back to your warehouse and kind of get some things organized and get some construction working on that. So have you been working on that, working on plans, perhaps getting other things ready? What have you been doing?
How long have they been fighting this Bagman, is my question.
It's interesting because it seems to have been a few days.
I would have... Hopefully construction would have gotten started at the very least.
Yes, I will say that
probably
not. I will say that they began moving all the broken stuff out and beginning to flatten the ground, at least of the ground floor, and patching up some of the upper walkways and stuff, as well as reinforcing the ladder and the door to the cellar and bringing that stuff out. So that it is well underway, but it's definitely not anywhere near finished.
when I'm not supervising the construction efforts, I am probably speaking with guards, making sure that everything's being levied to me where it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, they've kind of told you interesting things that might have popped up, but it wasn't until like the second or third day of you working on it that you heard that Nico had been found, and you just simply stated to keep him, to patch him up, as you heard he's in very critical condition, and to keep him arrested. You probably would have kept working as you wanted to figure other things out before, and probably knew your group was going to go check on him anyway, so you knew he would be in good hands. It's the night of when you found that out. Do you sleep anywhere specific, or are you just staying in the warehouse? What are you doing?
I think Kazim is still staying in his room and is in the flow,
Mhm.
but he has a guard appointed directly outside at all times.
Okay. Fair enough. So we're gonna say that you were probably walking by. You've probably just kind of ignored the infirmary right now, kind of not wanting to deal with that, unless you want to go interact with the group that you know is in there. But I would assume with Kazim's mindset right now, he'd probably just be like, "Fuck it, I'll deal with it later," going up to his room to go to bed.
Just another thing on the plate.
Yeah. Okay. So as you all begin laying down for the night, you four on your cots, just kind of around Nico's body, as Lindell and Zorn, your friend Tamiel has, for as far as you concern, has been found. Thank God for that. You've been searching everywhere for him, but in a very unfamiliar kind of body. Something's different about him. Something's changed, but you guys can know that that's your friend Tamiel. And as you all begin resting, trying your best to catch as much sleep as you can, we're gonna start with Silas.
Honestly, Silas is probably praying.
Okay.
And yeah, it's one of those things where he knows it probably won't have any effect, but it's more so just praying to his gods and to any others who will listen, just to make sure that he recovers.
Okay. So Silas gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys do Aimee or Zorn or Lindell? Do you guys do anything before you lay down for bed? What are we doing? It's fine.
I would say that Lindell would probably stay close to Zorn in general, and like she would probably either sit up by the bed or like try to get some sleep on like Zorn's shoulder or something.
Okay.
Dawn is going to I'm trying to find the words. Is going to try and stay awake.
Okay.
Is probably going to try and like work out with Silas a kind of a watch system. Like, hey, when you like when you need rest, just tell me. I'm going to
I feel
watch.
like you and Silas probably would have had that conversation anyway, as Silas kind of has a general schedule he likes to keep anyway for when you guys are going to bed. So I'll say you could easily probably come up with some kind of schedule of just kind of switching off between the two of you. So as Silas, we're gonna start with you as you begin laying down and kind of drifting. You do your prayer in the hopes to make some kind of contact, just kind of putting out word in the hopes that someone's listening. You don't seem to get any response back really, so you just decide that perhaps it's time to just head off to bed yourself. As you lay down for your sleep, the cot is very firm, but comfortable enough, more comfortable than the ground anyway. Holding a blanket over you as you let Zorn know that when he's ready to wake you up. As you begin drifting off, and it happens very quickly, surprisingly, as you've noticed that once you've given up that power back to Groomish to kind of pass along, you've noticed that you've been sleeping fairly well. Not really dreaming, but this night's different. As you are laying there, you once again come across that field of open grain. It feels very familiar, and a sense of panic kind of goes across you for a moment as, again, you see off in the distance that silhouette of the smaller, feminine orc. And normally there's a silhouette of what seems to be a small, very much smaller orc, but he doesn't seem to be there this time. You start getting worried about perhaps what could be happening, but then you notice that female orc begins walking towards you very slowly. As she gets closer, the black silhouette around her begins to start filling out into that familiar kind of palish green skin tone that she's used to with her smaller tusks that you've learned to kind of cherish and memorize the facial features around her. And you're positive that the person coming towards you is 100% your wife. There are even features that you don't quite remember, but now looking at them again, it's photorealistic, as if she's actually there. She walks towards you. Big smile on her face as she caresses your cheek and she says, "Hello, my love."
I'm sorry I kept you waiting.
I would wait forever for you.
How have you been?
Comfortable, peaceful, worried, of course.
You always were, weren't you?
Someone had to be.
Things are very different now. The world has changed from the one we knew.
I've been watching. Silas, I'm very proud of the progress you've made, but I have to ask you something very difficult. She caresses your cheek and she makes eye contact with you. Those brownish eyes that she has locking with yours, and you see the genuineness behind it. You actually can almost see the spark of life from behind, the tears beginning to well up as she just kind of looks at you and she goes, "You have to let us go."
I know my purpose in this world. I know what I must do now. But you know as well as I, orcs have long memories for their short lives.
And you know as well as I that as long as we are with you in your mind consistently, that anger will well up inside you forever. And you need to let it go. We'll still be here when you're ready, but I have to ask you to let go of the anger. As she kind of places her hand across your chest, and you see this very dim, but still there, like green light coming off of it. And you can kind of feel warmth there. And as you look down, you've noticed that a hole has been kind of burnt in your shirt, and you see her handprint kind of be left behind, but it's not a burn or a singe or a dark mark. It's a bright green as it begins to slowly fade. And that, it's the strangest thing ever. That anger and hatred that you've been feeling, that's kind of been your motivation as your barbaric version of yourself, just kind of lifts from you. You don't feel the immense hatred or anger that you've always just kind of been there. And it's both calming, alarming, a bit sad, but relieving nonetheless. As she caresses your cheek one more time and says, "When your time comes, we will be there. And the Six will always be watching you. Goodbye, Silas." As she slowly kisses your cheek. Do you say
I
anything?
won't be long. I won't be long.
I know. As you're seeing, as she's saying that, the tears are streaming down her cheeks as she's beginning to kind of turn into that bright green translucence that you've seen before, as it slowly begins picking off pieces of her skin. You see a very comforting look of satisfaction and peace come across her face as she begins flowing off into the distance of your dream. And as you kind of look around at off to your right side, you see what seems to be that ocean that you saw before in the dream with Aimi. And you see the waves slowly crashing against the beach, and it's dark sky above you. But then you start noticing the sun begins rising. You feel the warmth once again washing over you again before, and you have this feeling of rejuvenation. It's the new start for you, a new beginning. You're not sure what's to come of the adventures before you, but you are both anxious and very excited for it. And then it slowly fades away into black. Let's see. We're going to go with Kazim. As you lay down in your bed, comfortable bed, kind of doing this odd check as you have before. Now you're starting to get a little paranoid seeing Tamiel fucking standing in your room this last time. So you begin checking the room, making sure that there's nothing weird going on. There's no one hiding anywhere. Feeling comfortable that you looked everywhere that you could. Every nook and cranny that's around. You feel like as if you were alone. You might have even checked under the bed. Just, you never know. You've done it to the point where even you feel a bit silly, but you also find some comfort in it. So you are able to lay down into that comfortable plush bed that you've been sleeping in for a while. As you are drifting off into sleep, you kind of feel this... It feels like you're laying down on a cloud, and then you're sat up all of a sudden, as in your dream, you appear to be in your room once more, and sitting at the table that's at the base of your bed, against the far wall, is that familiar feminine woman with the silver mask. As she goes, "Well, hello, Kazim. Been busy?"
Yeah. Pretty busy.
Interesting. Well, I've noticed that you haven't gone to check on your friend, so I felt like perhaps I should tell you there's something different about him. Something very interesting, and I think you'd like it.
Which him?
That's kind of the point. Perhaps you should go see. In the morning. Obviously you should rest, but I see an opening. Perhaps you can show this Nico the way that you have found yourself on, of a path of righteous deception, we'll say. And I see that your little soup kitchen is coming along nicely.
Yeah, I just wish it didn't cost some money.
Don't we all wish it cost? Didn't it? Everything was free.
Yeah, but I nearly used all my gold on that. It's.
You were bound to use it eventually, unfortunately.
I'm glad it got used, but still.
You'll be glad to know that we've those symbols you've been leaving around for me. There have been quite a few questions for me. It's intriguing. It's odd how small little pieces here and there can just spread like wildfire. So, I've simply answered some of them and watch for my symbol. They've come to watch for you. Or been told to watch for you.
We have like a rough number in town.
In this city, I'd say you have about 4 fairly... I don't want to say obsessive, but I've noticed some of these people are a bit strange, so... intense followers, we'll say. You have a couple, like 3 or 4 more kind of on the fence, perhaps with some convincing they could, but you've definitely got a few that are quite involved.
Try to meet with them one-on-one. Can you send them, like, I don't know how you work with other people. Can you, like, send them photos of the soup kitchen and just try to convince them to go that way?
I'll do my best.
Alright, yeah.
Keep up the good work, Kazim. You are proving to be most interesting to watch.
Thank you. Yeah.
Seem to have a question.
I don't even know if you can answer it, so I don't know if it's worth asking. It's
What's the harm in asking? The worst I can say is I don't know.
Was he under his own control when he came?
Tamiel?
And yeah,
From what I could tell and what I saw, that was 100% pure Tamiel.
and
I'm sure his reasons were... I don't want to say well intended because I don't believe anything that he does is, but also I don't believe it was with ill intent either. I think he truly did need whatever it was he stole.
all right.
Also, maybe you should ask your friends what they found in the bag.
Was it my dagger?
I guess you'll have to find out.
God.
Oh, you love it, Kazim. What's the point of life without a good adventure?
Thank you, Lyra.
Ooh, real names. Good night, Kazim. Call upon me if you need. As she vanishes and you go into that black abyss, kind of annoyed, but also, you know, still enjoy it. It's weird. You are annoyed when she acts like this, but you also seem to enjoy the conversations with her. You don't know how to feel about it. It's very confusing.
More fun than annoying.
Yeah,
Really.
yeah, exactly. I will say that as morning begins progressing, you all manage to wake up and achieve a long rest. The sun begins to go out. Who do we think? I'm going to say that Silas is probably the first one to wake up, as I'd say probably around 3-ish, maybe 2 or 3-ish. Zorn probably would have woken up Silas to continue the watch. So Silas, you get to sit by the window of Nico or Tammy or whatever the hell his name's room, watching the sun beginning to rise over the mountains. Sorry, I needed to think for a second. As you are watching the beautiful golden lights taking over the fog and making it look like the forest itself is flowing with rivers of gold. It's a beautiful sight that once again brings you kind of comfort, and you feel a lightness in your heart that you haven't felt in a while. So, what do you do this beautiful morning?
Well, you know, obviously after the making sure that Nico's okay and still looks like a fucking mummified angel, but I'm gonna go to the mess and get everybody some breakfast.
Okay, easily enough.
It's probably a bit too much to go all the way out of town for a hunt.
A little bit. You do think about it briefly as you know, it's what you're comfortable with, but then you do remember that there is that mess hall there. Will you go ahead and roll for perception for me?
Sure thing, pal. Ooh, that's great. I 9.
Ooh, fantastic. Okay. You walk into the mess hall and there's food. There's a couple people there. You don't really pay attention to them. You just kind of start grabbing plates and just random shit.
Little bit of everything.
You do your best to maybe fit to what they have, but honestly, you're just kind of shoveling food like fuck it. It's also you might be a little tired, but yeah.
It's sort of like if I haven't made it, it can't be that great anyway.
Exactly. It might as well be cafeteria food. Who cares? Anyway, as you begin walking back, nothing. It seems pretty quiet. You kind of managed to get some food probably around like 6-ish as we begin walking back. I will say that probably we're gonna say Aimee probably wakes up next, to be perfectly honest, as you also walk by before you enter into Nico's room and look over, and you just see Draxto just sitting outside the window still. He's sleeping. He seems comfortable. You do see a couple I will say scribes kind of walk by the window, and you do see that he is he scares some of them as they just kind of look over. There's just a small black dragon outside the window, but then you just see them kind of calm down as they just keep walking. And as you walk in, I mean, what are you doing to get ready for the morning?
So she's, of course, going to check and make sure that they are all fine, that none of them are injured or anything like that.
You go. You know, roll for
Grief.
for medicine.
I'll do it. Fuck it. I'm good at this shit. Let's go. Oh, I am good at that shit. Hold up. That is an unnatural 20.
Damn it! I was hoping for like a 1. Yeah, everyone seems perfectly fine, breathing naturally.
Okay. She needs to go to the front desk and ask about the letter to the city ambassador and the ability to talk to her mother, and also to see if they have anything, if they know anything about like a place that would charm items for her.
Charm items for like enchant them?
Yes.
Okay. So you kind of begin walking up, and Silas, you notice that Aimi, as you're walking with your kind of plates of food, you notice Aimi walking out of the room. Do you say anything to her?
I'll nod my head to start with and sort of see if she wants to come talk to me, but I wasn't trying to make sure I don't spill all this food all over the
You see
place.
Silas kind of like, it's pretty impressive seeing how many plates he's able to hold in his big-ass muscly arms as he's walking towards you, and he kind of nods his head to kind of like, can you hold the door open while I can go in there?
She'll hold the door open and kind of curtsy, and she'll tell him she'll be right back.
Okay.
Take your time. I doubt this will go cold anytime soon.
Fair.
So as
I
you,
can't promise its quality, though.
Is anything of a quality if it's not fresh?
On that, we can agree.
roll for perception there, Aimi.
Okay. That is another unnatural 20.
It's mostly eggs on the plate. From what you can tell, it looks like there's like might be food underneath it, but it just looks like each plate's just a pile.
I was clearly thinking of Kazim.
Yeah,
Alright?
it's just a bunch of piles of eggs. You don't know if there's anything underneath. You see one plate that has a grape on it, but yeah, he's obviously you see he's just grabbed a bunch of shit.
Eggs.
One grape.
Eggs. Grape.
Yeah.
Yeah, a balanced orc diet.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got your protein. You got a little bit of protein.
Shaking her head slightly, she's gonna go to the desk.
Okay, so as you begin walking out, you notice that it's still really early in the morning. There are a couple people. It looks like some scribes are staying in the library to kind of like put stuff away from the day before, perhaps. As you see, there seems to be a taller, younger male elf at the desk. Not that normal frizzy-haired elf that seems really scatterbrained. As he's just kind of putting things very calmly as he looks up at you and goes, "Good morning. Did you need something?"
I have a couple questions for you if you have the time.
That's what I'm here for.
The other day I used a mirror in one of the back rooms to communicate with my home island. I was wondering if that was available.
The Seacrest mirror for the SEM, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. From what I understand, I do think that I don't think anyone's using it at the moment, so I could probably open you up in the next hour if you need to.
That would be amazing if you could.
Fantastic. Consider it yours.
Secondly, I was wondering if you had any kind of note of if your Archmage approved communication with the ambassador for the city.
From what I understand is he's relayed a message to them that he would like to send a message. I believe they're going to send an official carrier because it was for the ambassador of Decem, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed.
So it needs to be delivered by an official courier of the Citadel itself. So they're going to send a messenger here, and he will take it back for them. So I think he hasn't received word just yet, but perhaps check around noonish. He probably would have heard something by then. And I would assume your note would probably go up by tonight.
All right, that is perfectly fine. Lastly, would you know anyone who could enchant an item for me or charm it in a way for me to talk to beasts?
To speak to beasts, very interesting. Perhaps you can talk to the quartermaster. He might know of one of the scribes that might be practicing in something like that. I don't really have a record of what each scribe might be specializing in, but he probably would, to be honest, as he keeps track of most of the items.
Where would I find such a fine gentleman?
Go through the library, go all the way to the back of it. You'll see the large wall of drawers for our copies, and there'll be a doorway down there. Just enter down that hallway. There'll be a few different doors. Just keep going straight until you see what looks to be kind of a jail cell. There'll be I don't mean to be rude, a relatively elderly man and a guard in there, and that'll be the man behind the bars will be the quartermaster.
Right, that would be very helpful. Thank you. You are an angel.
Not a problem. No, if you need anything else, please let me know. Margaret should be in here around 11 this morning.
All right. And when you said approximately an hour for the mirror.
It's open now, but you can have it for the next hour if you'd like.
Perfect. Thank you. Let me go tell my friends, and I'll be right down.
Not a problem. As he kind of goes back to work. I will say, as this is kind of happening, I will say, Lindell and Zorn, you're kind of awoken by a big burly orc just kind of walking in with a fuck ton of eggs.
Do I smell protein?
Fucking God.
He gets it. He gets it.
Lynette is gonna shake her head and you're just sighing.
So as he kind of walks in with the eggs, you see him grab with like his foot a table and kind of push it over towards you guys as he begins laying down plates for you all. And yeah, as you kind of go through what he's got there, you notice that there's, eggs, and you lift up the eggs, there are potatoes and grains and stuff. It just looks like he just grabbed everything and just piled it with eggs. There is also fruit down there, so it might be weird tasting, but
It's not all cooking, but it'll do.
Well, I won't complain about breakfast.
Oh. I think I will stick to a grape. You should just like fix it up like it's a good grape. Yeah.
You want my grapes?
Yeah, thank you.
There you go.
okay.
And just like piles it up on her plate.
Silas, real quick, will you roll for perception for me?
Absolutely. Dirty 20.
Okay, I'm gonna message you.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
And here it starts.
Accidentally put into the food.
Guys, the devil's here!
The food has been poisoned.
Or cursed.
Or cursed and poisoned.
Man, it's a blessing in disguise. How would you know?
I mean,
Oh,
if
those jokes on the grape.
if the eggs suddenly set on fire, then, I wouldn't count that as a blessing.
Maybe it's very spicy eggs.
There's a difference between spicy and molten.
Zoran,
Consistency.
as you're sitting there shoveling food, they are very shitty eggs. They are watery as fuck. They're not good. They're not great. They're not great at all. I will say at this point, as you guys are just kind of eating your breakfast, you see Ayumi kind of peek in from behind the door.
I'll pull Lindell aside real quick, if it's no trouble.
She'll look at you slightly confused, but she will stand up and she'll just pat Zone on the shoulder and like kind of like get over him, like kind of squeeze, like accidentally like push him a little bit like into his plate, like just like banter like his face gets like into the eggs, whatever.
Yeah.
And
I will say.
for you.
I will just quickly say, like, the moment Zorn started to realize the shitty quality of it all, he would have frozen for like half a second before stealing himself and being like, nope. Like, I said I wouldn't complain, just keep eating. Just keep eating.
Forgive me, Lindell, if I'm overstepping, but I have an eye for these kinds of things, and you seem a little perturbed at the idea of a meal.
I just don't like it's. You see, when we were younger, I had a bit of a trouble eating around people, and I didn't eat a lot. It just stayed with me, really. I
Come with
am
me.
not best at it.
Come with me. And I'm gonna go to the front desk with if Lindell will follow with Lindell.
Oh no, she will follow.
If Lindell will follow with Lindell.
Well, I mean, you know, it wouldn't be with Lindell if Lindell won't follow.
Was Lindell
No,
supposed to
but-
follow with Zorn or something? Okay,
Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
Crazy.
Continue.
I'm so sorry for the sudden intrusion, but my friend here requires a private room for their prayers and to make a small food offering.
You see the younger male elf is gonna be, oh, easily enough. If you see behind me and you kind of go down the left, you'll just notice some of our quiet rooms. And if I would recommend one of the ones on the left side for the single person ones, is there's small tables you can use in there for your offerings.
Will that be suitable, Lindell?
She will blink a couple times to look at you, and with a small smile, she will just nod her head.
I banish you to this room to eat by yourself.
If it means they eat, then I'm doing it.
Question. Does this mean Zorn is alone in the infirmary?
No, because Imi's in there too. She just kind of walked
okay.
in.
I'm here. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what are you planning something, you little bitch?
It's gonna kill
Oh,
Nico.
I would like to transform into my doppelganger form.
You all walk in and Zorn is stabbing Nico with. Okay.
Wouldn't be the
Anyway.
weirdest thing that's happened to this party.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Linda will follow into the prayer room, I suppose.
Okay. So you kind of walk in with your food, and it's very comfortable. It's homely feeling, as there's a comfortable chair for you to sit in and a small table, and there seems to be candles around and different kind of selections of like god kind of figures everywhere. It seems like they're trying to be add as many different kinds of religions as there can be, so everyone kind of has the space for it. But you also see that there is that small table comfortable.
I would turn towards Silas, and in Giant, I would just say thank you.
And I will simply reply, should you need anything else, I'm sure we'll be able to find something for you.
I really appreciate it.
And I will leave Lindell to their meal.
Kazim, I would say it's probably about 7:30-ish that you'd be waking up. So you'd be waking up around this time. What do you do when you wake up?
Breakfast, I guess.
Okay. Do you have someone bring it up to you, or do you go down to the hall yourself to get it? I feel like you have someone bring it to him, as he likes to pretend he's royalty.
Yeah.
So as you begin
Yeah,
waking
it's
up
pretty
in
on brand.
your luxury room, once again you see sitting on the table is again that kind of same familiar breakfast in that single rose, just kind of in a vase with a clear bottle with water inside of it. As you just kind of sit up and begin eating your breakfast, and for a little while, do you do anything else for this morning, or you just kind of eat your breakfast in peace and just kind of?
As soon as I finish breakfast, I have to go down the checklist again. Right now, I think checking on the group has piqued his interest from the talk last night.
Okay.
So I think after breakfast, I'll get ready in my leathers, and I'm hoping in the time that I've been here, I've been able to fashion another.
I will say that probably what you did was kind of sneak off to yourself and take out the thread for the flow, and you just kind of stitched your own the light kind of kind of vestments, but I will say they are passable. But if anyone got close enough to look, they are definitely fake. So
Yeah. But like, it doesn't matter how close they get.
I will say that
the leather...
I will say they give you a +1 to deception when you're lying about something to do with the light. But I will say that if it's someone from the light, you get disadvantage for it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I got my fancy robes and my leathers. I'll make my way downstairs to talk to the gang.
I will say at this time when you're kind of walking down the stairs, you do actually see Silas beginning to walk across the main room towards the infirmary once again by himself. I don't think he's probably noticed you because he probably didn't look up at the stairs as he's walking down.
Yeah, no,
I'll tail him.
I'm too busy trying to fucking balance that shit.
What are you doing? Oh no, so
I'll
Silas,
tail him, but
Silas, this is after you just left Lindell in the
okay.
room, so
I
you
see,
don't have your
I
food
see,
and stuff.
alright.
So yeah, you're gonna follow him.
yeah, but I don't want him to spot me.
Roll for stealth.
Trip over the counter. Trip over the counter.
Come on, 1. He's gonna fall down the stairs if he gets a 1.
So as I'm tumbling down the stairs,
Did you really get a 1?
Oh my god.
Okay, so,
Nah.
so you
Nah.
immediately
roll in 2 weeks?
you kind of look around
Oh, no,
and you see
buddy.
Silas there, so you kind of get down real low and you begin sneaking towards the steps, but you're watching him too closely, so you miss that first step to go down and immediately just start tumbling down the fucking stairs. And Silas, you immediately just hear as you turn around and you see your feathered companion just kind of laying down on the ground, just ow.
As silent as the night and thrice as deadly. Good to see you again, my friend.
Fuck you, Mr. Locke.
Why so formal, Mr. Cluck?
I told you that name in confidence.
You tell all of us that fucking name.
I told you all that name in confidence.
and I'm using it confidently.
How are everybody? You were gone for like 3 days. What happened?
Silas, for you, it's been a day.
Yeah, I was gonna say, y- Forgive me, Kazim. Days?
Yeah, you know when the sun goes up and then down again
No,
a couple more times.
I last spoke to you yesterday morning.
To be clear, have not stood up, still on my back on the ground.
Just
Bad.
talking mad shit.
Making it look.
Roll for
I-
confidence.
14.
Yeah, see, he's cocky as shit. He might seem to be in a weird position, but you feel that confidence coming from him.
It seems the bag of holding shifted time in quite an odd way. But the bagman is dealt with, for better or worse.
Oh, there's
And-
actually a bagman.
There was that, along with a lot of other things that I would rather not live through right now. But our escapades were not without fruit, and I will sort of lift up the small box tied to my waist. Seems I've got a set of magic cards.
Magic cards? Like, they
yeah.
help you play poker better, or
I pull cards out of the box, and sometimes I'm given items of power, other times I'm threatened by devils.
Kazim, you know what a deck of many things is, and that's exactly what this sounds like.
now, Silas, my dear friend. You know, I would never do anything untoward. I would like you to know, at least to my relative knowledge, that is such an incredibly dangerous thing to fuck around with, and the fact you know what it does already is incredibly concerning.
I'm aware of. I've been made aware of the dangers of this pack.
Hold on, did you draw out of character really quick? Did you draw Donjon? Is that how the castle got out?
No, he
I
drew.
got
Stone.
key.
Oh yeah.
He got the
Flames
keep.
and-
He got
Key,
I got
flames,
flames
and
and-
throne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking it up right now.
Got a deck of many things in front of me. Key, flames, and throne?
Yes.
Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna look into what those do after, because I don't want to take everybody's time.
Oh, I can tell you. So the key spawns a magical item that is relative to his class. Yes, that it spawned. That's how he got a animated shield, because he's a fighter now. Flames, you become mortal enemies with a devil of some kind, and within a year they're gonna have to fight. And then throne is
we got time.
throne is a keep of some kind, is left open, and he has a key and a map to it, and it belongs to him and everything in it, but you guys have to clear it of all the enemies that are inside of it.
At the light. Ooh. Okay.
Not yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I have been made aware of the dangers that this possesses, but I am also aware of the power that it may hold. It will not be used without proper consultation and care. But 3 cards were already drawn by me when we left the bag.
You're alive? You pulled 3? How many cards are left? Do you know?
Do I know, Karma, how many cards are left?
He never counted.
Yeah. The majority of the deck is still within the palm of my hands.
You get it when it was a full deck? Because I could tell you, the guy who dropped it definitely did. And now it's not. That's how that thing works, is the first guy dies after the first couple cards, so you have a better chance at not dying because you already sandbagged a couple. From what I gather.
From my understanding, I believe the bagman was either possessed by or protecting this deck of cards. I've not counted how many are left. I'm not entirely sure if I'm able to do that without pulling them out of the box.
Yeah, so let's leave it in there and just leave it up to chance how many are left.
I will find a way to safely identify how many cards we have left. I will not use them without informing and getting the what's the one called? Getting approval from the rest of you. But from what Iami told me when we left the bag, which is a bit of a blur at the moment, I will admit. A lot of things happened, and I'm still not fully recovered from that. But when we left the bag, 3 were already out of the box, and I was told if I don't look at them, all of them will happen simultaneously, which I understand is not something we want to happen. But
Okay.
I know that there is a devil out there who wishes me dead. I have this shield, and I'll sort of pull out my shield.
And you see this beautiful, it seems like it's made out of like blue silver almost, where it looks like it unnaturally blue. It is quite beautiful.
And I have a keep and a map Do I know that there are things in there that I need to kill,
Nope.
or that I have a map to some kind of holding that I presume this key unlocks, and should I unlock it, it will be in my possession, and I'm yet to decide who I'm going to give that to.
Give it to Freya and let her go empty it.
Well, I'm gonna empty it first, and then after that, be like, right, okay. But I don't know that yet, so I need to go do the thing.
She's got a crossbow. She'll be fine.
Yeah, she gets to be a princess for like 5 minutes.
I'll give her 2 extra bolts. She'll do great. Well, it's good to see that you're alive from fighting a bagman, and I have many questions on how that went. But more importantly, did you encounter Tamiel?
I think it best you come and see the others.
Hey, is everything
I, to the best of my knowledge, I feel as though Tamiel is no longer directly related to us.
Oh.
I'm not sure if you saw, but yesterday, whenever yesterday was, there was some kind of magical vortex on the northern horizon, and I'm not entirely sure whether or not that has something to do with Tamiel, but after that we got word that Nico was here, and Tamiel is no longer here.
That light was. Okay.
Well, I don't know if that's what the light was, but
I could assume, I as a reasonably intelligent being, I can assume as much.
But-
And I will only just now try to stand up from the floor after fully waiting off a series of pains from this death.
As soon as your ego stops hurting.
And after like a solid minute of just like, just grabbing a chair and crawling up of it.
Doing it as like
You-
complicated as possible, make it look like he's injured.
Are you alright? Do you want a hand, Kazim?
It's never better. I'm fine.
Are you sure? It looked like quite the fall.
Roll for deception. Or persuasion, whichever you think it is.
Really does not matter. That's a 7.
Yeah, no, he's horrible. His life is falling apart.
Maybe for like an orc like you, a fall like that hurts, but I got wings and those broke by fall.
His wings in a 90-degree the opposite direction. It's bleeding. I'm kidding. That's not actually happening.
It seems they broke your fall as well as several other things.
I will say he does have like frilled up fucking feathers. They're all bent and shit. So it does look fucked up, but there's no actual pain.
Yeah.
I'll just be preening as we walk.
Yeah.
There is one.
Magical vortex, though.
It's the best way I can describe it. It was this almost spire of energy. Before
I saw the spire in the sky, and I felt a wave, sort of.
From what we could discern, it came from the direction of the capital. Iami, from what I overheard, I'm pretty sure I heard this last week, but Iami's trying to get in contact with her emissary.
Cast any magic since that happened?
What was that, sorry, Joe?
Have I cast any magic since the beam?
Have you cast any magic at all, do you think?
I feel like Kazim's really only a situational cast.
Yeah, I don't really see much he would have cast for, so probably not.
I'm just gonna attempt a light cantrip,
Okay.
just in case.
Yeah. A ball of. Are you casting? This is when you have to cast it on something, right?
Yeah. Just in my hand.
Okay. Your hand just starts glowing brighter and brighter, and seems to work just fine.
Cool. Figured it was worth checking.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, just a theory that didn't pan out.
Very well. There is one other thing I think I should tell you. I'm not sure how to feel about it myself, but seems Tamiel has left us a gift.
Please tell me the gift is about, I don't know, yay big, sharp, pointy,
I...
brass handle.
There's that. There is also the orb.
The orb? The orb?
Her orb.
Ah,
The one she's in. Supposedly. I don't know how to feel about it. I would, at least for the time being, prefer that it be kept away from me, but apparently saying her name will do something.
bad.
I don't know. I haven't said it. I'm
That's-
afraid of what I will uncover.
Nico back?
He is stable, but he is very heavily injured. Heavily injured. But he is inside along with the other orc and the elf Lindell and Zorn. They are convinced that I think it's better you see for yourself. And I will open the door to the infirmary.
Hello.
Hold on. So you walk in, and I mean, what have you been doing the whole time? I assumed you walked in as Lindell and Silas were kind of walking out to go do whatever they were doing, and you walked in, saw Zorn. Were you just telling them, "Hey, I'm gonna go talk in the mirror real quick"?
Well, first off, she was gonna do her good berry thing.
Okay.
Do you remember what that was?
I think so. Let me just make sure.
I make berries. Yay.
I don't remember. I guess I don't have it in my messages.
It says up to 10 berries appear in your hand that are infused with magic for a duration. A creature that can use an action to eat one berry, eating that berry restores 1 hit point, and the berry provides enough nourishment to sustain a creature for 1 day.
Okay, so you're just casting that, and what are you doing with them?
I am giving 2 of them to Nico, gently, baby bird feed the
What are you wearing today?
squishing the food. She's probably wearing her green dress.
So Zorn, as she kind of walks in, you see her just kind of brushing over one of her shoulders as you begin seeing these small, purplish kind of bright berries begin just kind of forming as she just slowly starts picking them off of her green dress, and she walks over and pops 2 in Nico's mouth.
I am going to grab her hand, before she can give any of them to Tammy.
Okay.
Excuse me? May I help you?
What are you doing?
I am feeding him so he does not starve.
What are those berries?
They are good berries. You have an elf in your court. You should understand that elves have ways of nourishing people that are not full-course meals, and she'll nod to the plates.
Do I know what a good berry is?
Nope. You've never once seen that, heard of that at all? Nothing.
I see. If I don't overstep my bounds, Dyer, could you roll me persuasion?
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
That's fine. Upset the elf that's trying to help. Watch how that plays out.
I'd rather that
it
than to
persuasion?
potentially have my friend
Yeah,
be poisoned.
persuasion.
Persuasion. 26.
Right. I'm going to like just hold your eye for like a solid like second and a half before I slowly let go of your hand. My one hand is on the handle of one of my short swords as I'm standing right by you. If I get any sense that any funny business is going on, we're gonna have a problem. But until then,
She'll just kind of roll her eyes and pluck another one, pop it in her mouth, and then give the other two to Nico. Like, for example, we're fine. You really should adjust your way of hostility toward people in an infirmary.
I feel like given the situation, I cannot be too careful.
Given this situation, you understand that Silas and I have been traveling with this young gentleman, while you are not.
Son looks like he's about to respond before he kind of, bites back and, sits back down. And goes back to trying to force down the horrible eggs
Horrible
and
eggs.
the rest.
It's so bad. The fucking apples and peaches and stuff have begun getting that watery egg flavor because it's all just kind of it's disgusting. It's not good food. As you were
the berries. Ugh.
As you're slowly just kind of feeding Nico the berries and helping him chew as well as swallow, you're there for a minute as you just hear the from Zorn as he's trying to his absolute best to eat down. I will say at this point, probably Kazim and Silas walk into the infirmary room. As you were watching Zorn, he's crying, trying to choke down this food. As you just see Aimi just slowly popping a berry or two into Nico's mouth, sitting very calmly.
Aimi will offer Zorn a berry. She'll just pluck it and hold it up.
Son very, it's clear that he's internally warring with himself as he very, very slowly, almost shakily, as extends a hand to take the berry.
Okay.
And he eats the berry.
All right, so as you kind of suspiciously eye me, you hold out your hand, and you kind of inspect it. You look all over it. It just looks like a nice, juicy kind of... It looks almost like a blueberry, except purple and pink kind of looking. And as you just kind of... As soon as it touches your tongue, it explodes with this delicious flavor of just kind of... It kind of tastes like fruit punch. As you begin slowly chewing it and swallow it. It is by far the best thing you've eaten all goddamn day, and you weirdly feel fairly nourished, like you've eaten quite a bit. You also feel like you feel like your back was hurting a little bit. That's subsided. Yeah, it's a good fucking berry.
I would say it was less about suspicion at this point and more about just pride.
Roll for deception for me.
all right. That is, let's see, what is my deception?
Wasn't your deception negative?
Most no, it is not negative, thankfully. That is 8.
Okay. I mean, you see him still eyeballing you suspiciously, but he can't hide how as soon as he starts tasting it, you just see this kind of so good. Hey. Just this wash of it looks like the best thing he's ever eaten, then realizing he still has to be suspicious of you, so he pretends it's disgusting.
She's just gonna continue. Mind you, she does have the satchel with the BS written on it in her lap while she's sitting on the bed.
Okay.
On the edge of the bed.
Okay. So, you guys walk into the room.
I give Silas a nod as he enters.
I'll sort of put a fist over my heart and bow my head. Is everything alright in here? Amy, Zorn? Lindell is eating in one of the private rooms.
Does Amy I assume she has her back to the door that they come in, right?
Yeah, so you're just kind of the door is here, the bed is directly in front of it, and you're facing Nico as you're still trying to kind of feeding him, and you just kind of look over your shoulder as you see them walk in.
Okay, so I do see Kazim.
Yes.
She's going to turn her attention back to Nico and not say a thing.
I thought you were gonna throw the bag and break the orb.
Man, imagine.
Fucking hell,
No,
that...
she knows that Silas cares about the orb, so
I
she's
mean,
not gonna hurt the orb.
Talk about full circle. Okay, sorry.
You catch.
Sorry. Takes out
Oh shit,
Zorn.
what's that out the window?
Takes out Draxto over the cliff.
He just looks up, covered in shards. The fuck,
I'm
guys?
sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. Continue.
Anyway,
I'll sort of gesture for Kazim to go and look at Nico's
As you
situation.
As you walk in, Kazim, you see that it's a fairly small room with the 4 cots around this infirmary bed, and as you begin walking closer, you just see from head to toe, except for like a couple inches of his face, Nico is just covered in bandages, and you see his white bangs kind of hanging out of some of the bandages with a blonde streak down it. But yeah, he's unconscious and just sleeping. He's breathing though, so.
I'm gonna go cure wounds.
Okay.
I guess.
Okay, so I mean, next to you, you see Kazim just kind of sneak through as he places his hand on Nico's shoulder, and you see a couple of like the bandages that have like some like reddish blood and that kind of weird blue shit just kind of falling out of it. You see, kind of slowly heals back up. How much does it heal for?
6.
Okay, so yeah, you see that just kind of suck in just kind of a little bit. You see that he's obviously with this kind of grayish silver light coming from his hand. He's trying to cast something and doesn't seem to do very much, but he's trying.
my berries have done more than Kazim.
How much do the berries heal?
1.
Each berry heals for a point, so 8 berries.
You haven't noticed anything different about.
But it's still. Fuck you.
Okay.
It's another fucking competition.
No, honestly, Iami's just gonna kind of ignore him
Okay.
being there.
Okay.
Nico's still unconscious?
Yes.
Okay, I'm kicking it up a notch.
Oh shit.
I need 1 more D8. I have 2 out. I need 1 more. I'm casting at 3rd level.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Wake up, you son of a bitch.
Kazimi's flatlining.
That's an 8. That's 6. 3, so that's 17. 21.
Okay, so you see a couple of like the wounds on his chest and stuff begin obviously start healing and closing back up, and you notice that on his shoulder a couple more begin closing, but he's still just breathing and unconscious.
I was really hoping that would work.
I know you were.
That's all the tricks I got, so... Any ideas, Magic Lady?
I imagine Kazim just kind of standing next to her, just kind of like, oh.
She's just gonna kind of like slightly look up at him from like the corner of her eyes without like really looking at him. And just kind of take a deep sigh and be like, your people have already done what they can. It is a waiting game. Hence why we are here.
Mm.
And she's gonna go back to like cleaning the bandages that were bloody and shit.
Awkward.
I was gonna say, Silas is like, what do I do here, guys? What do you want from me?
We're all just sitting in silence in this room, I guess.
Silas,
Yes.
I do have counsel with my mother here soon. Would you like to join me and let Zorn watch over his companion, or would you like to stay here?
Do you think there is anything I can offer in your mother's council?
Your presence would be great for me. Other than that, I'm sure she would like to hear the goings-ons from someone who has actually experienced them.
Zim, Zorn, either of you opposed to this?
I'm good with watching.
I'll stay here and watch as well, just in case.
Okay. In which case, very well, Amy. I will join you.
She will tell them the general location of the room she's going to be in.
Okay.
Specifically, like, looking at Zorn. And be like, if you need me, you know where I will be. Otherwise, she's going to, like, peek out the window and be like, Draxto?
You see him just kind of peek up a little bit and just kind of side-eye you. You don't see him lift up his head, though.
I know what was the contract is no longer the contract. But if you would be so regal into your mindset and keep alert for anyone who would try to harm our friends, I would be grateful. And I will see if Mother will allow you passage home.
You see him just kind of stop. You see him think for a second, and then he just kind of gives you a slow nod and just continues laying there watching.
Okay. Then she will get her stuff and head to the room.
Okay. So
I'd say as she leaves, like Zord is like his plate that still has a little bit of food on it. He's just going to hand it over towards Kazim, like, you want some protein?
As he's handing you a plate of eggs.
With this look on his face, like tears, like you can see, all tears down his eyes. Like, you want some protein?
I've had the eggs here. I'm good.
He dumps them out the window to make it look like he ate all of it.
It's gonna land on some poor kid.
You don't land on the dragon!
Yeah, as you're dumping it out the window, you see Draxter just kind of laying there watching you drop it. Then you slowly close the window, and you just see Draxter just kind of look around and start kind of creeping towards the window as he begins eating the stuff at the bottom of it.
Does he like the eggs? That's the real question.
No, you see him, Zorn. You just see him just kind of like lick the eggs, and then he just and he goes back to lay down.
Yeah, I was about to say. I imagine it's like a cat.
Yeah.
When they. Yeah.
The hairball face.
Yep,
Yeah.
he just kind of goes back to lay fucking down. He doesn't enjoy it at all. He'd rather not eat. Anyway, as you guys are just kind of walking down the hallway, back past the receptionist and back towards that room that you were in before, Silas, as she takes you down the left hallway into a door onto the right, you see as she opens it up, seems to be a different kind of room. Most of the other ones have like wooden floors and perhaps more stone-ish kind of walls, but you can see this one seems to be more reminiscent to that architectural style of just this room as it was in the memory with Aimi, with the kind of like sandcastle look kind of things. And you see at the far end of the room is a small table, and on top of it is a kind of seashell encrusted mirror all the way around it. As Aimi begins walking closer and sits down, and I assume she just kind of turns around and points towards another chair that's there for you to sit down as well.
Yeah, she'd kind of like pat it for him, be like, "Come sit." Relax.
Very intricate design, I must say.
she's gonna like take a small glance around the room and just be like, the best they could do, for they are not at the sea.
And I will take my seat. A little kind of like, what the fuck is on? Like, I thought we were gonna talk to your mother. Why is there a mirror here? The last mirror I interacted with was not a good time, so yeah,
Have you-
hesitant, but take a seat.
Have you ever experienced a mirror call?
I'm not entirely sure what I witnessed is going to be the same as what I'm about to witness now.
Perhaps not. But fear not, Silas, I would not put you in danger without telling you.
I hope that that would be the case.
Like some of us who decide to grab cards and hope for the best. She's gonna tap on the mirror just to cut
So,
off the conversation.
Here's how this works. Is Silas in front of you? You see her kind of go into her bag as she pulls on her belt just a very small leather pouch. As she opens it up, she kind of pulls out what seems to be a pinch. As she blows on it, and this kind of beautiful golden light begins to kind of flicker out and touch the. And I mean, this is sand from the beach of the island that you're trying to call from. As this is how this works. You blow on, and this beautiful golden sand just kind of floats through the air and starts just going into the mirror as the mirror begins to just kind of ripple, and it ripples for a little while until you notice that as it's beginning to lessen and lessen, you notice that on the other side where there was the reflection of Aimi is now this very regal and proper elf. Like, you feel this presence of royalty as you see this beautiful crown on top of her head of just golden, just beautifully polished with seashells kind of encrusted in it, as she sits there very straight up and very proper. Beautiful golden locks kind of dripping down. You notice that she has similar colors that Aimi seems to be wearing, as she just kind of leans back a small bit and goes, "Hello, darling. Can I help you?" "Oh. Well, hello there."
Mother,
Silas will simply sort of bow his head, kind of like, okay, this is what we're doing now.
this is one of my protectors here, Silas Locke.
"Silas, I am the Talon Queen. Very pleasure to meet you. Thank you for watching after my daughter."
The honor is mine, your grace.
"What did you need, dear?"
I brought Silas to kind of inform you of the goings-ons that they've had that I tried to talk to you about that I wasn't quite sure of. With the anchors and the doppelgangers issue.
Said very much be interested in your side of the story. Please, regale me of what's happened.
Oh, where to begin? It started a couple of weeks back. There were odd happenings and attacks across the country, and I found myself in the servitude of one cleric, Kazim Cluck, of the light.
Follower of Palo. Intriguing.
An exerciser of bringing light to darkness. This is for certain. We discovered that a lot of the goings on, at least in River's Run, was the fault of doppelgangers harnessing the power of Therastoon's anchors.
Roll for perception.
19.
Actually,
said, me too.
keep that roll, but change it to insight. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you
insight,
can as well, but with advantage.
16
Okay,
in
16?
that case.
And you said insight on it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay, that works. I wish I knew the alphabet. Okay. Sorry, I'm bad at this today. 21.
Okay, so you see that she just kind of leans forward as soon as you mention Tharizdun, which Silas, you don't really take much note of. You see that she's just trying to be a good listener. Aimee, you know that she does this when she's intensely listening to something as she goes, continue.
The forces of Tharizdun were able to successfully destroy an anchor tied to a mirror. I have come into contact with said anchor before its destruction, and I can verify its power. And I believe Kazim Clark can verify that Tharizdun is very much real.
You've looked into the heart of chaos. Interesting.
We then ventured to Peak Barrow. During our venture, we came across a second anchor. We went to meet with the Arbiters of Light and to give them said anchor so it could be properly protected, and we found it had been replaced by a decoy. Upon further investigations, we learned that one Arbiter was in fact an agent of Tharizdun, destroying the second and planning to assassinate the Sunbeam. Luckily, a member of our group, Nico, was able to eliminate the threat before the Sunbeam was felled.
Aimee,
Since then, we...
Yes, Mother.
does this have anything to do with those books you've requested?
Indeed.
Intriguing. Intriguing. Well, I must know. What do you require from me?
I have a couple of things to ask, honestly. I know that one of their party has financial access, but I know that when it comes to allies above and beyond, it would be great to have a little reassurance that you can assist in some way with that. I would like to send Draxtel home. I have reached out to our emissary here, but the city has been cut off from a lot of messages, and it will take me a couple days to get their approval for a boat. Other than that, I also would like to know what you know of dream orbs.
Dream orbs. Intriguing.
Silas tenses up a little bit.
You could roll for you
subject.
could roll for stealth if you're trying to hide it.
I don't think he'd even be conscious of it.
Okay. As
It's
she,
like
you
sort of
notice that
automatic
she
reaction.
stops and snaps to you and goes, "I see you've encountered one, have you?"
It is currently on my person.
Intriguing. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to make something of that caliber?
I have researched, yes.
From what I've understood, a dream orb, in essence, is a manufactured afterlife. Or at least that seems to be its most popular purpose. Why do you have one?
Their party, in order to prolong the inevitable of another, let them fall trap to this, and the person who let them fall trap is no longer with us.
Someone
As
attempted
in-
to reverse it?
Possibly.
Very interesting. Well, I must tell you both. I am willing to help in any way possible. If you wish to send Draxto home, he would be welcome with open arms in his island. I will send your sister in your stead to watch over the island for you, if that...
That may not be wise, Your Grace.
Roll for insight. Both of you. Amy with advantage.
Oh, that's an 11. I see fucking all.
That's an 18.
Okay. So you see her kind of quickly step and goes, interesting. Problems with my daughter, do you, Silas? As Silas, she's obviously very offended by what you said. Amy, she's very scared of what you said.
Mother, do not take what he says as slight, please. It has come to my attention that our ambassador in the city is Denalian.
Denalian?
And upon a vision where I attempted to bond with Silas and the team for bonding's sake, if you would, it came to Silas's attention that something was off with her. Do you remember her fall?
Yes, I do.
Just before. Is she near you?
You see her kind of quickly look around. I don't believe so, no.
Mother, please be on your guard. We do believe that she died that night.
Roll for persuasion.
And oh God. Don't do this to me, Karma. That is an 18.
I mean, you've been gone for quite some time, and you must have had, obviously, some trauma. I think I would know if my daughter was not who I thought she was.
Mother, she sent him here.
Do you have proof?
I have
I'm sorry,
his existence.
for all I know, I don't even know if he's actually there, my dear. I'm so sorry. I wish I could believe you, but to say that...
Their archmage knows that he is the ambassador.
May I speak with him?
Indeed. I will tell him you wish to have counsel with him immediately.
Thank you.
Will you please just heed my warning? Even if you do not believe me, just heed it.
You know,
You know
she
that
gets
I
quite
mean no
cross with
harm.
me when I don't give her an explanation, but I will do my best, I suppose, until I get some kind of answer.
It may sound odd, but apparently there are runic symbols that will help. One of their cities is completely covered in these, and it takes off any kind of change to the physical features.
Would the Archmage know of these runes?
They are of his design.
I'll get the designs from him tonight then, as this is all very troubling.
Indeed.
You know, now that I think about it, I haven't seen your sister in a few days. Interesting.
Your Grace, when Amy shared her past with me, I only bring this up because I saw in her what we saw in the Arbiter of the Light. Purple eyes.
Roll for insight. Amy with advantage.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Don't tell me we're talking to my mom, who is one.
19.
19, okay.
18.
You both see recognition and absolute fear strike her face for just a split second. She goes, well, very well. I will look into it the best that I can, but I really must be going. Please tell the Archmage Greymore that I need to speak to him as soon as possible. Aimi, please send Draxto at your earliest convenience, and I will find somebody else that will be able to watch in your stead. Perhaps I'll find one of your handmaidens. Perhaps they can do a good job, as they know what you might want out of this. I'm so sorry. I must go.
Blessings of the Dragon Mother. I love you.
As she kind of stops for a moment and looks at you, and she goes, "Be careful, dear. I love you too." As she waves her hand, and the mirror just goes solid back to your guys' reflection.
Aimi is literally gonna go from like sitting up straight to just completely slouched and just and then just looks over at Silas and goes, "Thank you."
You didn't need me here, did you?
I did. She would not have. She would not have believed me.
So,
If something was to happen to my mother, the world would change.
at that, I'm gonna
It
say.
already has.
At that, I'm gonna say that we go over to Zorn and Kazim, who were just kind of chilling in Nico's room as Lindell has finally opened up the door and walked back in. What are you guys doing in Nico's room? I feel like
Playing
Kazim
cards.
is drawing on Nico's face, or like on the bandages and shit with a quill.
I think you're probably right.
It seems like a very Kazim thing to do.
There's definitely a monocle. And then when I'm out of just room to draw, and I've got a deck of cards, I think I'd play like 3 Dragon Ante with
Yes.
Zorn here or something.
Okay, so as you
I would
walk
say, as long as your drawings stay only on the bandages, then we're good.
Yes, they do stay on the bandages. He's just drawing on the bandages, and you see that he's drawn like over the eye that's covered is a beautiful monocle with a really descriptive like eyeball. Like you saw, he took his time with it. You also see like on his arm seems to be like these tribal tattoos for no fucking reason, just because he's bored. And then yeah, Lindell, as you walk in, you see that Kazim and Zorn are playing 3 Dragons Ante at the table. As soon as you walk in, you both look up and you see that Lindell finally has walked in.
Linda is going to stand behind Kazim and like kind of like look over his shoulder, like look at the game. Like she's not gonna stop them.
Okay.
But
Zorn
in
has-
her mind, she's gonna tell Zorn all the cards that Kazim has.
You get back from Zorn. Are those good? I don't really know the rules to this game.
Yeah, and Lindell is going to tell him exactly what he needs to do and all of the cards that Kazim has.
All of a sudden,
This is not the
all of a
first time they've done
sudden,
this.
Kazim, you see, you guys weren't playing for money, but now you see Zorn grab his coin purse and just put it on the table.
Meanwhile, he's like, "Are you sure? Are you sure I should bet all the money?"
I mean, if you're all in, Zorn, I guess I can throw some gold into this too.
Zorn, how much gold do you have?
He doesn't have a lot
No
of
gold,
things.
just a fuck ton of silver.
That's right. I forgot about that. It seems like
I
a
have
really
91 pieces of silver.
so. Because if you see this very large coin purse go in there, and you just hear all these coins just kind of dangle down, it sounds like a lot. So you grab your coin purse, and what sounds like also a lot of coins, and you just kind of put it down. Here's what I need you guys to do. You both can roll d20s. Kazim at disadvantage, Zorn with advantage.
Oh shit! Don't fail me now.
Yeah, Lindell and Zorn cheat at cards or anything.
We do not condone underage gambling.
If you're in here, you're underage. You shouldn't be
We
here.
add anything to
Nope,
it?
just straight d20s.
But if you are gonna gamble, telepathy helps.
That's
I
correct.
Yeah.
All right, what do
I
we
would
get,
say
guys?
we don't condone it because
Yeah,
Spotify.
you seem concerned.
4?
Lucky number 4.
Oh, 11.
Okay.
That
So,
was my first roll.
Kazim, how much gold did you have?
Like 30.
30? Okay, you just lose 10 gold.
Okay.
Because you had quite a bit of like silver and shit too from all the like kinds you get changed, but you never exchange it for gold. So yeah, Zorn, you just kind of wheel over, and yeah, now you have 10 gold that you're probably immediately gonna go to the bank and switch to silver.
I guess it's not really sweet. It's more so the fact that given his background and upbringing, all of that, he's just never really gotten the chance to get proper gold coins before. So it's like,
Kazim,
holy shit!
as you see him just kind of grab the bat pouch and put his gold coins in there, you notice that it's just filled with silver coins.
Like, it's just like he's holding one of the gold coins still in his hand after he's deposited the others, and he's just looking at it like, holy shit, this is actual gold coin.
Lindell like sends the one
So
like a smile.
I want you to roll insight, Kazim.
I lost with 3 silvers. I don't even understand how that's possible. 23.
Something is up. You are super suspicious that something just happened. There's no way that happened.
I mean, but Soren went from obviously not knowing what the fuck he's doing to all of a sudden betting all he has.
Something drastically has changed, and it happened immediately when Lindell walked in behind you.
Lindell's just standing behind me?
Yep, just looking over your shoulder.
I'm just gonna turn around. You making hand signs? What's going on?
Hand signs? Why would I be making hand signs?
Telling him my cards? Is that what's happening here? Am I getting rubed?
I can assure you I have not been doing any hand signs.
You can roll insight on that all day. I know it's fucking true.
You can roll insight on it if you want.
You can roll insight. Should I
need
roll
you to
anything?
roll. Yeah, I need you to roll persuasion because it is technically true, but we're gonna see if you can hide that that's all it was.
I mean, technically it's true.
Kazim, because you were already
true.
because you were already suspicious, Kazim, you get advantage.
19 total.
Okay, so I rolled a 17 and an 18 for a total of 25.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You can tell that she's telling the truth, but very clearly hiding something.
Leaving something, yeah.
Lying by omission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Soren, still through the mental link, I think he bought it.
Isn't that would just like send you a smile? And you just look back at Tammy.
Ben just is covered in drawings.
Yeah, you see he's got a beautiful monocle that looks gem encrusted. It's got a beautifully highly detailed eye underneath it. Yeah.
And you just know that while Kazim was drawing it, someone's looking at it like, holy shit, that's some artistic talent.
Yeah. You also see that he's got tattoos on his arms that he definitely doesn't have in real life. All of the bandages are just covered in doodles.
And here we see Kazim's idealized version of
What? That's how Kazim pictures Nico.
I imagine
was very key.
one of you, and then I'll look specific at Kazim.
What you looking at me for?
Because I know that Zorn cannot draw.
I drew a stick figure.
That still doesn't mean it was me. It could have been the tourist.
Roll for deception. You can roll for insight if you want there, Nico.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna.
Well, hold up.
Not Nico, sorry. Fucking Lindell.
Insight?
Insight, yeah.
Oh my god, no. 19 total.
It's okay, guys. Nico knows the truth.
Yeah, Nico knows the truth.
Technically, what I said wasn't false. I just said it could have been somebody else.
Okay, so you could have rolled. You could change it to persuasion if you want, because it wasn't false. Yeah. Obviously, it was him. Very clearly, it was him. Or okay, you can tell he definitely doesn't believe it was anyone else but him.
She's going to sigh, just like kind of like shake her head a little bit, and like she will sit down like on an empty chair, somewhere like by the table they're playing or something.
Well, at least I don't cheat at cards. Moral high ground.
Excuse us? What?
Huh?
Can you really be offended if what he said is fucking true? I mean,
she'll pain
roll for
being
deception.
butt hurts.
Roll for deception. Roll for insight there, Kazim.
Cheat at cards. I would.
Oh, bitch,
Never.
you're not gonna
Insight?
fucking beat that.
Yeah.
26 total with a natural 20.
I'm one shy with a 25 again.
She is good. You're still pretty suspicious, but it's hard. Now you're just kind of questioning. Maybe she didn't.
Wait, did you give me advantage?
Oh yeah, because you already would have been suspicious.
Oh, you wanna go for a natural 20? Whatever it is that you have plus.
No, lower the second
yeah.
time.
So
But
you
imagine.
Imagine.
You're still kind of suspicious, but you're really questioning. Like, did I just make that up in my head? Maybe she didn't cheat. Yeah, you're starting to question your choices now. Not as suspicious.
I'm
but
still gonna
suspicious.
say they cheated for my own pride.
Fair. That's a very Kazim thing. I like it. At this point, I would say, as you guys are having this conversation, that Aimi and Silas have probably begun walking in as you're seeing Kazim just kind of sitting back, staring at Lindell, trying to, like, very suspiciously. You see Zorn over there just kind of looking in his coin purse.
Yes, with this like wondrous look, like
Yeah, he's
holding
never
a gold
seen
coin, like oh.
Yeah, it looks like he's never seen coinage before, ever.
I mean, yeah, that adds up. He's an orc. Why would he have? We
Clarify something really quick, Karma.
Yeah.
The ward on the city that stops like disguise self, is that specifically for illusion magic or for just like disguises?
Illusion
Like
magic.
disguising magic. Illusion magic in total.
Yeah.
Okay. Would Kazim know that?
I would say he could probably make that inference. As you would probably guess, based on how the runes look, this looks like a very overkill kind of rune rather than a very precise, specific rune, if that makes sense. It kind of looks like they kind of just figured, okay, fuck it, go for everything, because that'll be way easier than trying to find one to cancel this specific thing.
That turns off quite a few of my spells then. That's interesting.
Oh, really
Alright.
now?
To be clear,
Who would've
alteration is different than illusion, so...
Yes.
Okay, just want to be clear on that. Alteration is different than illusion, in case you had something else that might actually change something, or transmogrification, or whatever it's called.
Transmutation.
That's it.
Transmutation.
Just wanted to be clear on that. So yeah, what are you guys doing? As you walk in, you see them kind of being suspicious of each other as Zorn is.
have we been playing games and such? I presume.
Playing cards. I won.
Yes, you did very well, Zorn.
Thank you.
I'm surprised. Well done.
There's winning and then there's robbing someone blind.
What do you mean robbing someone blind? You just lost because you were worse than him.
Roll for deception.
That's not.
Roll for insight. Roll for insight, Kazim. You do not get advantage this time. What'd you get?
Dirty 20.
30-20.
9
Yeah.
total.
now you just feel bad. Now you're just kind of like that just hurt your ego.
I'm going to fundamentally be like, maybe ease off a little bit.
It's fine. As if he's gonna figure that out.
Do you say that out loud? Oh no, it's in your head. I was seriously hoping that you just kind of let it slip out, like as if he's gonna figure it out. All right, sorry.
So bold.
Shit. Okay, continue.
I mean, Kazim, if you were suspicious, then I'm sure somebody could cast Zone of Truth, and that would absolve them of all sin.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that a cleric could do. I prepared silence, which is an illusion spell.
I will say, Kazim would have already known about the illusion magic thing, so you can prepare something else if you want.
Thank you.
Yeah, because like I said, you figured it out essentially when you got back that was a thing.
When you realize that your robes were not your robes.
Yeah.
Is when you
Yeah.
realize, oh,
Alright, I'm
fuck.
gonna do another one for you guys. Cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
Lindell is going to like look at Silas, like bow her head like a little bit and like mouth thank you, just in general, and like send him a smile and continue bedside tending.
He will bow his head back and it's
Oh yeah, he's covered in like scribbles.
Yeah, as you guys walked in, you
Yeah.
noticed that
Yeah.
that Nico has a
Hmm.
monocle on and tattoos on his arms. Honestly, it's quite impressive. It's pretty good.
Some creative liberties were had, I see.
Oh
That's
yes,
a
I've
shitty
discovered
stick
those.
figure on one arm.
And I will look pointedly towards Kazim. Some people are rather talented, I've noticed.
Well, I mean, whoever did this was clearly very talented. But I mean, until we figure out who, we're just gonna have to assume it was none of us.
What are you talking about? We had a whole discussion about it.
Huh?
We had a whole discussion about it, you know, where you learn to draw like that and all that.
Who?
Roll for deception, actually.
I'm assuming with disadvantage.
No. I just want to see what it is.
Then a 15.
Okay, Zord, you can roll for perception.
Alright. Percezione. Is 18.
Ah, yep. You guys definitely talked about it. Silas, you can tell that Kazim's trying his best to be like, what are you talking about? And Zord's just like, no, we definitely talked about it. We're fully aware.
In either case, I mean, is it safe to say we have the Isles of Dissem on side?
Indeed.
In which case, I think it best we decide what we think our next move should be.
Firstly, I must talk to the Archmage.
Of course, but Kazim, if it's all right with you, I would like to have some idea of what has been going on in the city in our absence.
Absence. We were just here yesterday. What could have changed overnight?
+2. You guys were in there 3 days, not 1 day.
What?
That can't be. The timer
Okay.
that I had was...
I was worried Silas didn't understand time. At least more of you are on the same page.
My god, the shade.
Science is gonna look easy like, okay, are we really doing this after everything? After everything
Buddy.
we've been through.
Buddy, I had to tell you that 1 day was not 3. I'm not on the same page as you, very clearly.
I had to tell you what we were doing. You could have very easily, from us going into a bag of holding, a pocket dimension as far as I am concerned, and has been made aware to me, that there is some kind of shift in time in that case.
It's possible. It's also possible that you just weren't keeping track of time with no timepiece on.
I'm literally going to look down at my hip to the timepiece.
I don't know.
Which, I mean, you
Now
do
that
remember...
I know that more of you thought it was 1 day,
I mean, you do remember
It
being
was-
in there. It was not working.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Does this mean that it shows the wrong time right now?
So the timepiece was more of
Oh.
like a timer rather than a clock.
Ah,
I was gonna say it was more like a sort of hourglass thingy.
Yeah.
So we've been
Well, she
going
just-
for several days.
yes.
I'm just going to slowly, sneak out of the room and go talk to the Archmage. Because to her, that is more important than knowing what happened the past 2 days.
Okay. Okay. So, what are you guys talking about? We'll get to that in a second.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Not much happened over the past 3 days.
Not really. There was a large search in the first night to kind of look for Nico and Tamiel. That was kind of given up by day 2. You heard that maybe one of the fields caught fire, but it was very quickly put out. It was really hot and dry that day, so you don't really think there was anything nefarious going on. Other than that, you've been kind of focusing on your warehouse, really. Not too much really going on. So,
What's a good story I could make up?
I'll let you think on that. While we're doing that, you guys are all in the room chatting with each other. You beginning to walk out of the room for looking for the Archmage. I think this is the time where we're going to hit our break. So I will be right back. Give you guys time to chit-chat, think about what you guys think. And yeah, I'll be back. I'll leave.
Oh my god, we shoot.
I'll be right back. All right. As we were, Amy, you were leaving the room and you were heading to try and find the Archmage. So you probably walk up to the... Around now is probably like 9-ish o'clock. So you probably walk back up to the front desk, I would assume, as that...
The gentleman.
That same elf is kind of standing there and goes, "Did you need something?"
I have urgent matters with your Archmage. As in urgent as in the Talon Queen wishes to speak to him immediately.
Very well, allow me to find him as fast as I can. As he kind of gracefully just kind of walks off up the stairs, and you hear him faint for a little while, and then after a couple minutes you start hearing 2 sets of footsteps begin walking back closely. A bit more rushed as you see the Archmage kind of come around the corner in his vestments. You see him kind of straightening up as if he was probably still getting dressed as he's walking down, and goes, "Hello, Princess. Did you need something?"
My mother wishes to speak to you urgently.
Very well. Thank you for letting me know. Might I know what for?
One of them, she wishes to know the identity of the ambassador. And make sure it's an approved ambassador
Very well.
for the city.
Well. Okay.
Secondly, she would like knowledge of your runes to keep out your enemy.
Is Desem also experiencing...
She will fill you in on that information if she sees fit.
Very well. Thank you, Your Highness. It's a pleasure as always. And I'm still waiting to receive word of the messenger coming for your message.
Before you leave, the ambassador, he's Terevan, correct?
Yeah, Denalian?
Yes.
Correct, yeah, yes.
Okay. That is who she asked about, and I wanted to make
Very
sure
well.
that was...
Very well.
All right. Well, please, do you need sand? I can...
We have some on in store, so I appreciate it, but yes. Thank you very much.
Please hurry.
Of course.
She's gonna bow to him and let him go.
As he quickly bows and just starts walking back towards that room.
Now I have to go find the quartermaster.
Okay, so you're going to start walking back towards the way that you were told. Down the hallway, and you do see that room that looks kind of like a prison cell where there's a counter and then bars with an old man sitting behind as he just kind of looks at me and goes, "Well, I haven't seen your face before. Can I help you?"
I am daughter of the Talon Queen, and I have a small request.
I was told by the man up front that you would be looking for me as something about charming something to be able to speak with animals, correct?
Particularly with the dragon.
Interesting. Now, I would assume as a daughter of the Talon Queen, you could probably speak to them yourselves, but I'm guessing you need to be able to understand. Is this one having trouble connecting?
There has been an issue with the magical connection, and we want to reestablish a better communication in case it happens again.
Luckily enough, as long as you can speak Draconic, he will be able to understand you, but from what I understand is they have quite a hard time actually using their vocal cords to be able to speak back, so I think we might have something for that. I would assume actually you probably just need something for another telepathic loop to kind of give to him the message off to you, so I actually have something if you don't mind. I can only let you borrow it, unfortunately, as it's one of our very specific things, so if you have something that I can give for collateral that I might be able to give it back to you once it's returned.
Indeed. She's gonna kind of like look down at her bag and debate giving him the bag for a moment, but then she's going to resort to her crystal around her neck.
Okay, so as you hand it off, she goes, "Oh, very pretty, very pretty. Okay, should work just fine. Let me." And you see him pull out a very special, like a metallic lock box. He just kind of places it in there, locks it just for safekeeping, and in case something happens, it'll be right here under the counter. Let me see really quickly. As he kind of walks back and he goes, "Now, since we're putting on the dragon, it's gonna ring didn't really work for them. Here we go.
Pseudo dragon, if that matters.
Ooh, that actually does help quite a bit. Here we go." As he pulls down a different kind of smaller box and he lifts it up and he goes, "Now, this is a kind of brace that you can kind of loop around his small leg, and it should allow him to make a immediate telepathic connection around, I think it's about 5 feet. So as long as you're close to him for the time that you communicate, you should be able to understand what he's saying."
Indeed. Thank you.
Not a problem, not a problem. And anytime that you're done with it, just bring it back and I will give you your necklace back.
Thank you. She's going to curtsy and then off on her way.
He kind of gives you a small bow, and as you turn, you notice the guard that's in there is fucking passed out. He's not paying attention to any of this shit as you begin walking
She's
back
just gonna like point at the guard and then look back at the quartermaster and be like, I assume you can handle yourself.
He's usually asleep. It's a very boring post back here.
Fair.
Have a good evening, or a good day. I apologize. As you begin walking out, you guys, what are y'all talking about in the room?
The awkward room.
Kazim, there was a letter for you. I'm not sure if you've been given it yet.
Have I been given it?
Nope, you haven't been given anything. You were just told that there was stuff in the bag. I mean, do you have the bag still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's this letter?
It was with your dagger, I do believe. Whoever has that.
It's in the bag.
And now she actually gave it away to a
The
guard.
dagger. She gave away the dagger, yeah.
Oh, you gave
No.
it to the front desk person, didn't you?
Yeah, to the guard.
Right. So
I'm
I would
not
say
sure
that when
if
you woke
I'm-
up this morning, you probably were given Brockus's dagger. You weren't told where. You just said that someone found it for you. So you do have Brockus's dagger back.
Sick. Awesome.
It last I remember seeing it, and it was with
I don't
the
think
dagger.
because you didn't
so-
give him the letter, did you? The guard the letter.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you kept the letter.
Why would I give someone's letter to a random stranger?
It's true.
Yes, perhaps.
The letter he's not even gonna read anyway.
Yeah.
First 2 lines, baby. First 2 lines.
Let's do that.
The letter is only 2 lines.
Yeah.
Damn.
I know you're not gonna read anything more than this, so I'm gonna put everything in a single sentence after this point.
Period. Done.
Yep. It was with the dagger, at least to the best of my knowledge, beforehand. Perhaps it may still be in the bag with the orb.
We got to talk about that orb as well. But I prefer
Yes.
if Nico was conscious for this.
That's what I was thinking as well. And also, the confusion on... You two know him as Tamiel. We know him as Nico.
Lindell is gonna sit up straight, hearing that, and she will turn her attention to you.
I'm hoping when he wakes, we will be able to receive some kind of clarification as to that, because
Well,
the Tamiel we knew, very different sort.
I may not be able to speak for him fully, but Zorn and I came here. Yes, and his father has been looking for him in a rather unconventional means. She will pull out a wanted poster. With different looking ASMR, yes, but
So she's
not towards him.
pulling out this very crumpled up wanted poster. It's yellowed with age, as it's been through. Like it's had to have been wet, folded a million times. And looking at it, the hair is parted very differently, as Nico usually has his hair kind of in front of his face, and the eyes are different colors and stuff. But you can tell much longer hair, and seems to be a much more kind of prim and proper kind of picture, like perhaps taken from like a portrait of something that was drawn from as reference. But yeah, you can kind of tell based on the facial features, it resembles Nico.
And
Which-
yeah,
Which does beg the question, if Nico is Tamiel, then why did our Tamiel pick that name?
sadly, I am not able to speak for that. But if we've been
Maybe to try and draw
Sending-
attention away.
only, I guess we've been
That
trying
is
to
great.
hold conversations through letters. We would never explicitly say where he was, only vague direction, but
Clearly,
people were looking for him, and I'd imagine that name would be the first thing you change if you're trying to hide, I suppose. Like, she'll say that with like a sad smile. Apart from looking different, and she looks at him like, yeah, she just looks over at me like with a very questioning look.
Thorn places his hand on your shoulder.
That's why we're here, actually.
Answers that provide more questions.
The only real trail we had was when his father sent some people towards Peak Barrow, and well, we thought that was as good a direction to travel as any, and then we heard that ASMR had been through, and that pointed us in the direction of here, so
Can't have been more than a couple of days behind us, clearly.
We are sorry if we're not able to provide more than that. It's difficult as it is.
An oddity, hopefully, our friend of many names will be able to provide some clarity to.
I'm as happy he's safe. Well, safe-ish. Look at all the bandages.
Linda was gonna just slap your hand. Like, don't say things like that.
Where is the other one, Silas?
The other one?
Well, we've
Meaning?
either got Nico or Hammy sitting in front of us. Where's the other half?
I truly do not know. All I have to go off is the letters that we were provided, of which mine provided very little in terms of the fate of the greater being. What I can ascertain is our next objective is very clear.
Can I use the armband, Karma?
Sure, go for it.
True sight.
So as
Blam.
you all kind of see him just kind of straighten up this armband that's around his arm, is you see this kind of flash go across his eyes very quickly. As you begin scanning around, especially around Nico, there is no Tamiel. He's not there. And in fact, normally when he's not there, you do sometimes see like a trail of blue smoke. Perhaps he's off something else to kind of connect them. There's nothing. But you do notice one thing. You look over at Lindell, and it's hard to say. Let me look something up.
What fucking backstory shit are we revealed now?
Trying to see.
All right, kids, buckle up and prepare for a whopper.
I'm about to get proof.
Lindell, do you want to tell him what he sees?
Sure, I can tell what he sees. You see, let's say, it's slightly shorter, with slightly like childish-ish features on the face, skin completely white, hair completely white, eyes completely like white. Everything just lacks color entirely, except for the clothes. Like long-ish hair, to like maybe shoulders. Looking at you like nothing happened, like just as usual.
What? It's like a child?
Kinda. It does look like
And-
this roughly same size of a child.
This like invisible child just like standing here like nothing's happening.
No, instead.
Yeah,
of
where Lindell
no.
would be, you see that.
I'm going to do my best not to make eye contact with it. And I'm gonna glance over at Zorn.
It's normal. Nothing's different.
Okay. Cool. Pretend like I haven't noticed that to the best of my abilities.
Okay. You roll for deception if you want.
God damn it!
Tell me he screams in horror.
That one.
That one, all of you just hear Kazim go, ah! Oh.
Oh shit.
What do you see?
Silas, we need to talk in a different room, preferably.
We're
Are you alright?
not doing it. Kazim, we're not doing this again. What do you see?
I'm gonna take my quill and just run over to the bandages and like cover it and beckon him over like a madman.
Why are we? Kazim, what?
Okay.
What?
Okay.
What?
And I'm gonna just scroll out "small child?" ?
Lindell is just like looking confused at
It's
Zorn.
so less
Zorn
clear.
is very confused.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
What?
You guys just both
Zorn
watch
is
as Silas and Kazim are just kind of over Nico's body, and you see Kazim quickly writing something like,
Notebook?
As he does that, I'm just going to like whisper to Lynn like,
You don't have to whisper, bitch.
"Hey,
that's true. Yeah, I'm basically going to
Funnier if you whisper.
I was going to ask Lynn, but basically like, you think he's always like that?
You- Wait, Kazim, what do you say? You see Freya? Like,
Fucking elf.
what about her? Are you saying she's
Pointing, small child.
why don't what? maybe ask her
Did
what it's
Lindell
about?
hear that, by the way?
Scribbling it
Yeah,
out.
Lindell,
The small child and the elf.
you'd probably, as soon as he started freaking out, you'd probably be like, you'd probably understand what's going on.
Like,
Scribbled
she, like,
out.
her face just goes, fuck. like, shit. Fuck.
Kazim, I don't understand what you're implying. Is she with child or?
As soon as the words "small child" are redacted from the bandages, just a black square where it used to be. I'm just gonna stand up straight, prim and proper. Silas, would you mind following me out of the room very quickly?
Okay,
Okay.
as soon as he does that, like, I'm gonna use a charge, and you're gonna hear in your head, "Don't you fucking dare burn this right now!" I
Dagger.
swear to God.
Dagger out, frantic again.
Oh shit. So what you're saying is, what were you using a charge of? I forget.
It is just a psionic die.
Okay, so you're
it's a charge of that.
using that to telepathically tell Kazim to shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Kazim, you're grabbing your dagger. Are you running towards her, or are you trying to get out?
No, I'm just cornered animal frantic.
So Zorn, you see Kazim with his dagger out, wild eye, pointing his dagger at Lindell.
I'm going to step in between them. Can I, one hand on
Okay.
the handle of my sword, so I'm the other one kind of outstretched, like, calm down, calm down.
Okay.
What has gotten into you?
Cheated.
What did
Shut
you
up.
say to him?
I didn't say anything about the berries bursting in his mouth. Okay, and that took a lot of restraint.
Silas, what are you doing during this?
Silas is freaking the fuck out. Like, what the fuck? Like,
And like, Kazim over here, please, please, please. I'll explain everything. Just please, keep it between you and me, please. She has this kicked puppy look on her face.
I'm gonna. So she's talking in my head.
Yes.
I'm gonna assume
You can
she's
respond.
reading my thoughts. I don't know that I would naturally know that I would respond, but I would try anyway.
Okay.
Is this how you cheated at cards?
Priorities.
100% Lindell, you hear him ask that.
Yeah. This is okay. Sure, fine. Yeah. I read your cards. I told Zorn. Yes.
Fucking knew it.
He had priorities.
Silas, you just see Kazim just kind of look with the look of vindication on his face. He's like,
Air pumps.
"Yes." You don't know why.
does anybody want to explain to me what the hell any of this is? Who is the small child? Why do you look like you just won? Why do you look like you just won 1,000 gold pieces?
What
I
small
might as well
child?
know.
I don't know, Zorn. I don't know.
Please, Kazim, please.
Even know you, lady. What the fuck is happening?
I swear I will explain everything. Just please, not here, not now. Just you and me, please.
Alright, but if this bites me in the ass, I'm gonna kill something.
I promise it's gonna be fine. It's nothing like it. It's just.
It's nothing like that. It's nothing like what?
I promise. I'm gonna tell you.
Alright.
Okay. Well, all this weird interaction is going on. I'm assuming, Amy, you're going out to talk to your dragon. Okay, so as you begin walking outside, before you walk out the front doors to kind of go around, you do notice that there is this very regal elf man with blonde hair. He's got he's got some tan skin, and you see he's got these amethyst eyes as he's kind of walking past you, and he just kind of sees you and nods as he's walking towards the front desk as you begin walk. And you see he's got these these black clothes, and you see on his chest is a very familiar symbol that you saw in a dream with Nico, what looks to be some kind of crow.
Automatically, she's gonna stop, look at the thing in her hands, like side glance at the guy, and then turn around and go to the infirmary.
Okay. So as you guys are having this weird kind of interaction, all of a sudden Aimi just kind of bursts through the door.
Turns around, does like ignores whatever the fuck's going on here, turns around, closes the door, and locks it. She's gonna like turn around and see everything and be like,
He seems all wild-eyed.
pardon. I don't mean to intrude on whatever is going on here, kind of like general motioning.
Silas are gonna be like, don't throw me in with them. I
don't know what's happening.
Silas, do you remember the crow from the dream with Nico?
Crow?
Vaguely.
The big man and the crow. It's here.
Oh shit. Like Silas gonna be like, vaguely, what are you Tamiel's father.
Not the exact man.
I'm talking to the other two.
It was not Tamiel's father.
Yeah.
It didn't look. It looked similar, but it's not him.
But I'm gonna look. So
Blonde
Tamiel.
hair, purple eyes. She's just describing the guys.
Okay, alright, so he's about to go ask them something. His purple eyes, and I was like, huh?
Yeah, that's why she's concerned. She's like,
Okay. Okay. Tamiel's father, do they have any kind of insignia? Any kind of emblem? Any kind
Like a crow.
on the shoulder.
Well,
It depends on where they wear it, I guess.
Black
Cormor.
robes, shoulder, crow on shoulder, blonde hair, purple eyes, about so tall, very regal.
Lindell's gonna look at Zorn.
Yeah. Would we recognize this individual specifically? Like, would we have seen them before?
You 100% sure she's describing Tamiel's brother.
Oh boy.
Out at the front desk currently.
Oh. You know what? No. It.
I'm just
How
going to
big is-
quickly look out the window to try and figure out how far down is it to the ground.
How big is the window? Is the first question.
It's a pretty large window. You could probably push it open and be able to get there, and it's not that far from the ground because it's not like super. It's maybe like 3 feet over because it's just the ground level window.
Are we worried?
Well,
Quickly, yes or no?
maybe. We
Probably.
don't necessarily want
Not helpful.
them to-
Not
Throws
helpful.
Throws open the windows and whistles for Drexto. Like the emergency, please help me whistle.
You see him kind of immediately perk up and kind of start quickly running towards you.
Zorn flinches as he sees him, swiftly approaching.
Zorn, trade places with Nico, please.
What? Okay,
Lay in the bed.
Silence,
act like you're injured.
okay, Silence, help me get him.
Wait. Oh my god. Oh shit. Fuck. Okay. They probably know it's a fucking. Oh my god. They're like, fuck.
Wait, didn't
actually-
they say illusions don't work
actually-
here?
Better plan. You two, points at Lindell and Zorn, get him on the dragon. Drexto, hide him with them.
I'll put a hand
No,
on.
I should stay behind actually.
Do we
I
need,
think.
do we need
Look.
Draxo to be bigger to carry Nico?
Probably.
With his size, you could, and with Nico's size and Draxto's size, he could probably struggle, but could probably carry him if you tied it. Like you'd have to tie Nico onto like his back, but
Oh my god.
it'd be it's gonna be kind of a struggle. But
By the way, just put him into a different card, like fucking close that off and like pretend like there's
Okay.
nothing there.
Silas is
Go out the window.
stuff him in a closet.
Silas is gonna just stamp his fucking foot for a second. Amy, Lindell, Zorn, you guys do whatever you need to with them. Kazim, if you think you can help them, fine. I know you've got magic, you could maybe do something. Whatever you're going to do, Do it quickly. I will stall them.
Silas, look at me. And she's gonna cast Alter Self to look exactly like Nico is currently.
Okay, and that's transmutation, isn't it?
It is a shape-shifting spell, yes.
Is it illusion?
No, it's transmutation.
Okay, so yeah, you just see all of a sudden her kind of quickly go down to the old version of Nico that you recognize. You see her kind of try and put a couple cuts and stuff. It's not perfect, but probably passable.
It's not. I will stand guard outside and buy you time.
Do we need
'Cause
to leave the building? I can bring him upstairs.
Zorn, could you actually?
Kazim, I know I haven't talked to you. Things have been a little rough. Take Thraxto to your balcony. Keep him upstairs. That way he's still in the building. We are not lying that Nico is here.
I'm gonna get down on my knees in front of Draxto like he's a little puppy, and I'm saying Draconic. I'm gonna turn you into an eagle, okay?
You see him kind of tilt his head, a little confused, and then just kind of looks at Aimee.
As soon as he looks away, I'm gonna pat him on the cheek and turn him into a giant eagle.
Yeah, all of a sudden, as he's looking at you, you just say, please. Whoa! There's feathers coming out of him. He's got a beak. As you see him kind of quickly, just kind
Uh,
Let's go upstairs.
okay. I would like to cast Pass Without a Trace. I'm just currently reading to see how many people I can affect.
First of all,
with
tell me
that.
if that's illusion.
Trace
It is
not-
Abjuration.
Abjuration, okay.
I checked that like 3 times.
Okay, good.
Up to no limit on creatures. It's within 30 feet of you, though. They have to stay within 30 feet of you.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to cast that on Dragsto, on the body of Tamiel, just to be sure. Actually, no, fuck it. I'm gonna cast on all of us.
Okay.
Pass Without Trace is a self.
Yeah, it's centered around you, and anyone that you choose within your vicinity is
Like, do they have
within
to
30
stay
feet.
within that vicinity?
Within 30 feet. They have to stay within 30 feet of you.
Okay, they have to stay within. Okay.
So what are we doing with
Well,
Nico's
out the
body?
window I go, I guess.
Yeah, I'll say, what the fuck is happening with Nico?
Back to the eagle.
So,
Are you tying him to the
Aimee
back?
is going- He can pick
Zorn,
him up.
just carry
Okay,
him
you
out.
want him to carry him, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm carrying his body out,
Okay.
and
through the window so Draxto can get it.
yes.
Yeah,
Drax
Lindell's
will
gonna
then
sit
take it
next
to the
to new Nico, so to say, and like on the chair as if nothing happened.
I will put the brace on his leg on Draxto's leg. That way he can talk to them.
Okay.
I'll just be like, this has to come back or I won't get my necklace back, okay?
You finally hear
Huh?
in your in your head, finally.
Slight shiver, and then she's gonna be like, go, hurry.
Weirdly, all of you that are near him hear him say that.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Ugh.
it's creepy.
What is it with people and talking in my head?
It's the way for
You get
me to
used
talk
to it.
him. Just please. We don't have a lot of time.
I'm unlocking the door, going outside the door, and looking as though I'm standing guard in the middle of the doorway to make sure that anyone who wants to go in, they have to go through me first.
In the middle of the doorway in the infirmary, or just outside the infirmary in the main hall?
Just outside the infirmary.
Okay, so as you're standing at the archway of the infirmary, you kind of look around you, and you do see the description of the person that was given as you see them talking to the man behind the counter, and you see the man behind the counter seem a bit confused, kind of looking things up as the very regal blonde-haired man, short hair, kind of looks over at you. Roll for insight.
Oh, that's 10.
Okay. You just kind of see him. It almost looks like he just looks through you. Yeah. So I'm
Doing
guessing
my
that
best to look as stoic as possible.
I'm guessing we're wanting Draxto to take Zorn and Nico up to the balcony, or what are we doing here?
Yeah,
Basically.
yeah. I said pass
Two
without a trace,
Kazims are
so
in the
hopefully this will aid us in not being
Okay.
discover the mechanic
Go
voice.
ahead and roll for stealth, and I will roll for them.
And remember, password or trace, that is a +10 to it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that is okay. So for Sorn, that is 21.
Yeah, so you guys just notice as soon as you kind of turn around and start walking back in, you kind of turn to see if they've left yet. They're fucking gone. They just, all of them vanished. Zorn, Draxter just kind of very quickly and quietly takes off with you two onto the balcony that he's been before, and he just kind of drops you guys at the balcony of Kazim's room. Kazim, what are you doing for this?
Imagined I would go with them.
Okay, so you're going with them? Okay, so that's gonna cause a different roll. I need you guys to roll with stealth for disadvantage then, because
You could just walk up to your
a
room.
big eagle. They're strong, but 3 normal sized beings, that's a lot.
Kazim
I'm
can
not right
fly
in the back
though.
there. I'm flying.
Yeah.
with you.
Oh, you're flying with it. Okay, never mind then.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
Fine.
Yeah, you guys are fine. You
Well,
all
let me
make it up.
speak-
Do you want me to make a stealth roll?
With the rolls that they did, you could essentially you can get a natural 1 and you'd still be fine. So it doesn't really matter.
Well, that was a natural 2, so good
Yeah,
thing you said
it
that.
doesn't matter.
Hey,
Plus
it's
the 10, 12,
because
yeah.
password out of
It
trace.
really doesn't matter. So you guys all very quickly are able to get up to the balcony. Yeah. Are you guys doing anything as you're up there? Or are you just kind of sitting there quietly trying to wait?
Zorn is going to be ready with a bow and arrow just in case, things go wrong.
Okay.
Who
Zorn
all
would
lived
know
here?
that the link lasts for a couple hours, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
mental one.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's also going to send back with a link be safe.
Oh, I hope be a wild one.
Who all is up on the balcony?
It would be Draxto, unconscious Nico, Zorn, and Kazim.
Okay, cool.
So I'm guessing Aimi disguised as Nico is laying in the bed. I would assume you guys are quickly putting on like bandages on him and stuff to make it look like he's got
Oh, yeah.
kind of fucked
yeah,
up.
yeah.
To be specific, Iami will put on the dirty bandages, which
Okay.
sounds nasty as hell, but they have his blood and shit on them.
Yeah.
So
Because I know that alter self doesn't actually change like the clothing itself really, so you're just kind of quickly putting on bandages, trying to cover up everything that
Nico
didn't
in
get
a
changed.
dress. That's what I'm seeing
Yeah,
right now.
it is. It's Nico in a green dress. Alter self doesn't. Alter self only changes your body, not your clothes.
Nico's
you can, it just says you can transform your appearance. You decide what you look like, including height, weight, facial features, sound of your voice, hair length, coloration, and distinguishing features, if any.
Yep.
You can make yourself appear as a member of another race, though your stats will not change.
Yeah, your clothes do not change for it either. So you're very quickly trying to like cover up every piece that would be normal. You're putting up bandages and stuff as quickly as
Honestly,
you can.
since it's Lindell,
Mhm.
she would probably take her dress off and put it in her bag and hand her bag to Lindell.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. Now it's a naked Nico. That's going in the calendar. Anyway. Yeah.
I'll
Anyway,
tell Johnny.
as you see Silas, you see the man in the front kind of come back and he's pointing to the infirmary and he's just kind of shrugging almost as the Asamar, I'm sorry, he's not an elf, he's an Asamar with the blonde-haired Asamar as he begins walking back to towards the infirmary, and he's just looking right past you, doesn't seem to care as he's gonna walk by. You can do anything?
I'm stopping him.
Okay, what are you gonna do?
Excuse me, sir. I need to know your purpose for entering the infirmary.
You just see him kind of look down at you. Roll for insight.
Will be better than a 6. That's better than 13.
13. You just kind of see him look down at you as he just kind of scoffs, looks back behind him as you hear the guy at the front desk go, "He needs to get through. He's royalty."
I'm under very specific orders from Greymore that we are housing a prisoner of war and they are not to be visited.
You see him kind of look down at you and he goes, "Quite cocky for an orc. Clearly you don't know your place. Remove yourself."
Simply following orders, sir, and I would rather be a defeated orc with honor than one who would betray their masters.
I can see to that happen. Remove yourself. For if I need to get Greymore, You will be on the ground in the bed next to who I search for.
And whom is it you search for?
That's none of your business, Orc.
We are in wartime, and it's very much my business.
He's just gonna try and push past you. Roll for strength check.
Wait. Nah. Just straight strength, yeah?
Straight strength.
18.
Okay. He just pushes past you. He literally shoulder checks you as he just walks down. And you two in the room start hearing those footsteps coming down, and you hear him open up the first door, and he kind of looks in.
So, question for Daya. Would Silas have been taught the draconic word for help?
I mean, he would have been taught the important words like.
I don't know if you
Yes,
guys.
no.
I don't know if you guys have really been
Well,
researching
in
enough.
the train ride. not the
I'm
train
gonna
ride.
have you roll for. Gosh, roll for wisdom. Just a straight wisdom, Silas.
Okay. It's not bad. 14?
Yeah, no, you can't remember. You keep thinking of it's on the tip of your tongue, but you just keep trying to yell shit. That kind of sounds like it, but it's not. And I mean,
Yeah.
you kind of can't really hear him in the room.
Sausages!
The bathroom.
You hear him open up the first door, and he closes it. And he continues walking. He opens up the second door, and he closes it.
I'm going to lay down in the bed.
Okay, you hear the steps get close, and you see the shadow on the bottom of the door in front of you.
I'm a feign unconsciousness.
Okay, you open the door, and Lindell, you immediately recognize him as absolutely Tamiel's brother, as you see him kind of open and look at Nico on the bed, and he's about to close it, and he stops and pushes it open and goes, "Hello, Lindell."
She will stand up straight, kind of like bow her head, keep it down. Stand tall.
I heard you left
I
town.
was not expecting you here.
Nor I you. What are you doing here?
Very
Well-
quickly.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, but whilst this is happening, I would like to basically, as I'm sort of trying to follow him and watch him, I'd like to use Know Your Enemy.
Okay.
So if I spend a minute observing or interacting with another creature outside of combat, I can learn information about one aspect of it on whether it's greater, lesser, or equal to my own.
Oh, that's
And
so
Okay.
cool.
What are you trying to figure out?
I would like to know their strength.
Lesser. Because what's your strength?
16.
Yeah, lesser. Not by much. You don't know the exact number, do you?
No. Just greater, lesser, or equal.
Lesser.
Okay.
Well, we were thinking that we're going to help the search, of course. It's very trying times.
Interesting. And who might this be? As he's pointing to Nico in the bed.
From what we've heard so far, his name is Nico, I believe. And he's been here in Rivers Run for just from here apparently.
And I am to assume that your Weasley friend is slinking around somewhere.
He's currently getting food. And I'm gonna send that to the door and if you're gonna come here, bring food.
Yeah, I'm going to relay this information to Kazim. Kind of half in a way of I don't know what to do. Do you have any suggestions?
Is food a code word?
Should I stay away or should I actually go there with food?
Oh no, she'll probably just how to stay, like in general, like, but if like it would have to be so that at one point that you need to come back, probably bring some food.
It's still going to relay information.
Yeah.
Just keep everyone in the loop.
Well, have you heard anything of my brother?
I have sadly not heard anything just yet.
Roll for
We
deception.
are still looking. Fuck me. Let's see.
Right.
Is it good? Is it bad? I mean, it should be good. 23 total.
Oh, insight roll.
You see him kind of straighten up as he steps in. You best not lie to me, peasant.
You beat a 23.
If I was good at lying.
I should have checked his wisdom.
It's nothing. It's
I would like to make it known that Silas is sort of behind Brother Dearest, with not drawing it, but hand on his axe, and a kind of like Lindell, if you need me to, give me the word and I'll take the fall. Like, if you gotta go, just say, say muzzle top or something.
The safe word, muscle top.
Mazel tov.
I don't wish to sly you in any way. We've heard passing of a Tamiel somewhere around the area, but like from what we've heard, it's very unlikely it's our Tamiel.
Okay.
From
Okay. I want you to roll for persuasion.
Would you imagine that my persuasion is worse than my deception?
Can I try and offer help here?
You can.
I gotta cast guidance on myself. Guidance.
But I'm also gonna give you advantage because I'm gonna say you can check with Gray.
I will say that.
You can check with Greymore. This boy's name is Nico. He lives in the farmlands not far from here.
Okay.
Because I'm not lying.
Do I get advantage?
Yeah, you get advantage.
It didn't help, but let's see. Persuasion, huh?
Yeah.
So that's 16 plus a d4. Give me a second. Dirty 20.
Okay. As you see him kind of, as soon as Silas says something, you see him kind of stop, and you know this look that he gives as he slowly turns to Silas and he says, "Did I give you permission to speak, Orc?"
You don't need to give me permission to speak in these chambers.
No, please. No. We are guests here. And she will just like quickly like bow her head down, and like if she's not gonna look at him, like she's gonna look at her feet. Like, excuse me for speaking out of order.
You see him look back at you and he says, "You should teach this one some manners as you've taught the other." As he begins starting to walk out, and he stops for a second, he looks, he goes, "Perhaps your mother has something to say to me. I shall see you soon," as he begins walking away.
As soon as he's like out, like I'm gonna send him a message to Zorn, like he's going out. Watch out! Don't come back yet. But he's out of our hair for now. And then she's just gonna like almost like collapse in the chair, just like, oh my fucking god!
Okay,
Like
he's leaving. We should stay low.
She just looks at Silas with like
Around all of you,
his-
Kazim and Zorn, you hear the voice in your head go, "Would you like me to look?" As you both realize it's Draxto, the giant eagle talking to you guys.
We want to drag that. Is he still in the shape of an eagle, by
Yes,
the way?
he's still a gigantic
Yeah,
eagle.
for the next 55 minutes.
He's a dreagle.
Eagle. What do we think?
Reaches under the chin.
You see him resist at first, but then kind of just okay. Stretch out his
Wait.
neck. So is that a yes?
What,
Look for what? What was the question?
it's, if
Do
he
you
wants to
want
take a
me
look,
to see
keep an eye on.
where he goes.
Sure. Yeah. Does that involve you leaving Nico behind or taking him with you?
Why would I take him with me?
Why wouldn't you? I don't know, dude.
If I'm not mistaken, the whole point is to hide him.
Okay.
Are there any hiding spots in your room? I'd start looking around.
Draxter just kind of rolls his eyes at you guys, and he just fucking takes off.
Yep, I was about to say he has free will. He's smart dragon.
There's 100% hiding places in Kazim's room.
Yeah,
They do it Hitman style.
Already, there are now.
yeah. You guys go in there, and you see like scratch marks all on the floor and shit all over the place, as if there's a lot of shit has been moved around.
Intentionally, I scratch up the floors just to make it like throw off other people. Great. One of the bookshelves I have is hollow and has like a false face.
Oh my god.
Is
It's
that
It's like you're
dig
trying
it.
to hide a
dig
fucking
it.
body.
Yeah, we're playing Hitman. We're playing Hitman.
into the facade of a bookcase shut?
Nico wakes up with 7 more bruises than he has. He's heading closet
So-
like, oh my god, where am I?
It's like, what the fuck? I don't know how to read.
But no, man. Nico wakes up. He thinks he's been buried alive.
Oh no!
Please, you better not. That ain't gonna go pretty.
So as
We're
this,
just gonna hide him in the bushes. It'll be fine.
as this is happening, Silas, you're still kind of in the hallway, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely.
You watch this asshat walk down the hallway, and he's very like straightforward and proper as he's walking down, and you see him kind of stop and look over, and he kind of walks over to Greymore, and you see him saying something to him, and Greymore just kind of, you see him kind of giving this gesture of like he doesn't really know, and you see this Crowmore just kind of slowly nodding. You see him kind of turn around and look at you, chuckle as he turns and begins walking out the door.
I'm gonna go over to Greymore, kind of look like I'm sort of standing at attention, but as soon as Greymore's out of fucking earshot, it's like, racist bitch.
You see Greymore just kind of crossing his arms as the door closing and goes, "You know, I got that feeling too. Interesting that he was looking for a man named Tamiel." That would have happened to be Nico, would it?
In a sense. I think the better way to put it is that Nico is the body that he is looking for.
Well, luckily I told him the only ASMR we're aware of, his name is Nico.
I told
Hopefully
him
he
the
shall
very
move
same.
on.
Oh, I suspect he doesn't entirely believe us.
I'm assuming the other two know him, as he seemed to be familiar with Lindell in Nico's room.
I believe that individual was Nico's brother.
Quite a family charm, if I do might say.
I'm just glad that Nico doesn't share his social standing and opinions.
Will you send the elf out to me, please? I'd like to speak to her.
Of course. And, we have quite a few new Orc guards. Perhaps a safe place for new recruits to guard would be the security of the flow. In case they come back.
Do you have any idea who that is, Silas?
I understand they think they're royalty.
He's a minor noble of Eartherus up north. Unfortunately, From what I understand, his father is quite close to their duke. And their duke is an advisor of the king. A slight against him could be a slight against the king. Interesting.
Yes, but as far as he is concerned, we are in wartime and Nico is a prisoner of war.
Let's hope he continues to believe that. I'll be
I
in
will
one of the
double my
quiet rooms.
efforts.
Please send the elf in. As he just kind of walks away. And you've never seen... You see Greymore with this just kind of fucking serious face.
Yeah.
You've never seen him this kind of like pissed off.
Well, it's kind of like you've come into my home.
Yeah.
And, like, given served me shit. So, like, Silas is in full support. He's very well, sir. And I'll make my way back to the infirmary.
Okay. So, I'm assuming that Kazim, you, and Zorn have hidden Nico's body somewhere.
Oh my god.
I'm
Ducked him
like-
into the ceiling.
Leaning against
someone would
the
have
bookshelf.
tried.
Casual.
So I feel like they would like. I really feel like it would have been this whole thing where like Kazim is like, here we can hide him here, and it's like, no, that's too cramped. It won't be comfortable enough for him. Like Son is just trying to find a place where they can hide him well, but still keep him comfortable. You know?
Oh my
He's
god.
unconscious. We could crumple him up and put him in luggage.
You were shoving him into the closet. You see Zorn pulling pillows off your bed and just kind of trying to like tug it behind him. Like, come on, give him something.
Come on, I need all 8 of those. Come on.
Kazim remembers like about his necklace. He's trying to like, come on, you piece of shit, activate, suck him in.
So, as you guys are doing,
Fucking Pokemon.
as you guys are saying that, I will say that Aimee and Lindell, you hear Silas kind of walk in to the infirmary room. Lindell, you're confident that you could probably just be awake. He's walked away. So you got one eye open.
Oh my god.
Big bag has been dealt with.
I am so sorry for this one. We had no idea he's going to come down here.
You have no apologies to make. I do not heed well to treating other species with such disrespect and disdain, but now he is
Oh.
left, and Greymore will keep an eye out for his return. In the meantime, the Archmage is seeking your counsel in the prayer rooms.
My counsel.
You can offer us best insight in our most recent guest. I have no doubt he has questions about Nico's past.
Aimee's gonna sit up and like hold the bandages to her and be like, "Can I have my dress first, though?" And like change back into herself, just like
Right. Right. Put it back. Like hand it to you, like she's blushing, and she'll nod towards Silas, just like, thank you so much, and she'll walk towards. Or did he tell where he's supposed to?
Yeah.
The quiet rooms, the prayer rooms.
Yeah.
So as you begin,
She remembers the
Yes.
road.
And Silas is going to very quickly turn around so Aimee can change.
as Aimee is changing, Lindell, you are leaving the room and you begin walking back. And as you walk back to the hallway where you see the quiet rooms, you see Greymore just kind of standing there. As he looks over to you and he just kind of moves his head to walk in as he slowly walks into one of the quiet rooms.
Yeah, she'll follow right quickly.
As soon as you walk in,
And,
he closes the door, and inside you just see it looks like kind of like a small office. It looks a lot like the first one you were in, except the table has 2 chairs as he motions for you to sit and goes, "Please sit."
She'll bow her head. She'll sit down, like kind of pat like her messy hair by now, like tries to like make her like clothes a little bit proper. Like she straightens up and puts her hands on her knees.
Well, Lindell, from what I understand, is you are a close friend of. I believe you know him as Tamiel. I just know him as Nico, correct?
That would be the case, yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, I guess Nico is the lost son of the Crowmore family.
It would appear so, yes.
Well, unfortunately, his brother has come knocking, looking for his brother. So,
I've had the pleasure to talk to our dear and beloved son of, yes.
unfortunately, I am well aware of the Cromor's recent history with slights against them, and I must advise you, as well as your friend Zorn, that you should return to Eartherus, because my guess is your family might need you soon.
Maybe I'm fearing the exact same.
He appears to be thinking that you lied to him in there, so I've done my best to
afraid
cover what I
so.
can, but I know he will be back, so I'd much rather be able to tell him that you went to go look for him back home. Perhaps he'll follow, hopefully.
Temple is very... It's best not to anger him, I suppose. We shall bid our farewell soon in that case. I
Speak, child.
Our Tamiel. We've had some letters saying that he was staying here with a family, and I believe we've seen them before.
The young girl with the black hair?
Yes, they were here yesterday.
Her name is Freya.
Are they a good family?
To be perfectly frank, I don't think that family could live without Nico meeting them. He seems to be quite important to them, and rest easy knowing that he is truly loved and cherished, and he is safe here.
That's great. I don't know if he's going to wake up before we leave, but could I have the... Oh, actually, maybe it's not a good idea to have the name of his family now. If I would be to send correspondence to you here at the could you maybe perhaps deliver it, or have someone deliver it to him when he wakes up? Or
We will send them and guard them with our lives. Absolutely. And once the Cromors have lost their interest in your families, you are more than welcome to move your mother and Soren's parent here as well for some asylum. I would give it some time before then, though, as that might look suspicious and cause them to return.
thank you so much. And she'll bow properly, like, and with like tears in her eyes. She'll bow quickly, and she'll just stand up.
As you stand up, you see Cromor also stand up and look at you, and as he very calmly says, I do understand how difficult it can be to live in another's skin. As he just kind of winks at you and walks to the door.
Oh shit! She looks at him like, with like her face is like completely like.
As soon as he opens the door and he looks at you, he just kind of puts his finger up to his mouth and waves for you out.
She will follow suit.
Okay.
And she will very restfully walk towards the infirmary again, and she will send to Zorn that she'll tell him that they will need to get going back home soon. And it seems that the road might be clear for now.
It's going to ask very specifically, well, not specifically, but very clear, like, so are we bringing Tabby back to the infirmary, or are we leaving him where we put him?
Oh my fucking god! You just fucking leave him under like floorboards, whatever. Like you can just stay there like a mummy, right? Like it's fine.
Fine.
Well, it's more of a safety thing.
What's the worst that could happen?
What's the worst that could happen? You can probably bring him back. Yeah, you can bring him back.
Okay. Going to look out the balcony to see, like, do I see a giant bird approaching?
You do at this point see the gigantic ass eagle begin flying back as he lands at the edge, kind of sitting there. You see him kind of like getting adjusted. It's like he's enjoying being in a little bit bigger form as he looks at you and he just says, "It appears that the Dark One has moved forward with his investigation and looking further into the city. I think he will be back at some point."
Kazim, help me. We can move Tammy back to the infirmary.
All right. I've got a couple questions for you while we're no longer in danger, if that's okay.
Sure.
Well, first of all, Karma, how much time does the eagle have?
I'd say about 25-ish minutes left.
Cool. So I'm gonna try to get this taken care of slowly.
Oh?
Praying for the hope that right when the eagle is getting close to the ground, it pops back into Draxto and plummets like 5 feet.
Okay.
Oh wait, Kazim doesn't know that the dragon's no longer under control of Ivy.
That's also true.
Good luck.
I could also just end
Yes, you can.
polymorph at
Yes,
any
you can.
time. Yeah, I completely forgot that.
You 100% can.
So we're gonna load Nico up.
Okay.
However long that takes.
Okay.
So Zorn, your friend the elf.
Lynn, yeah. What about her?
You guys close?
We've known each other since we're children. Why do you ask?
General questions that I don't know you guys at all, and I feel like it's important to know some of these things. Anyway, have you ever seen her with purple eyes?
No, I'm not.
Okay. And then any change in like behavior over the last few years or so, like?
Well, since Tammy went missing and all that, things have been a bit tense, but other than that, no, nothing unusual.
No, like gaps in her memory or anything like that? Nothing you've noticed?
Are you insinuating Lynn is a doppelganger?
Just curious. Just asking general questions that I would ask any member of the public. Small talk, you know how it is.
I can assure you, if Lynn was not herself, I'm pretty sure I would have noticed.
Oh, would you?
Pretty sure we've said that at least once or twice.
We had Dyer show up and play Mistrix for like a full 2 hours before we had to kill her.
For the record, I figured it out pretty quickly, but I wanted to figure out what the fuck was going
Hey.
on.
I shot
I
her
did
and I
good.
didn't know what was going on.
But why are you asking these questions?
Yeah, small talk, you know how it is.
I'm going to look very suspiciously at him, like it's trying to figure out, like, is this just the kind of person he is, or?
Well, when somebody cheats against you in cards, you kind of want to know why they cheated against you.
I thought we'd already settled this. We didn't cheat.
Liar. Pants for hire.
I mean, what?
So anyway, let's finish loading Nico onto the back of the Eagle.
As you see, Draxo's just kind of sitting there with Nico in his clutches, as he's just kind of waiting patiently for you two to stop talking.
Yeah.
Oh,
Climbing aboard.
we better get moving. We're almost out of time on that spell I cast.
As you see Draxo just kind of take off, rolling his eyes as he continues going down. And yeah, are you gonna do it right, like maybe about like 10, 15 feet?
5 feet.
5
10,
feet?
5 feet.
Okay.
Somewhere around there.
Enough to startle him, but not enough to really hurt them. So when you start getting closer, all of a sudden, the wings just, boom, feathers all gone. There's black wings that kind of there, and you see Draxo like flapping as hard as he can, but it's real hard for him to keep up that height as he just kind of plummets to the ground. Zorn, you just kind of fall off, and Nico's just kind of dropped, pretty much.
You're like a bag of potatoes, you bitch. Oh my god.
First thing first, so I'm just going to make sure that
Oh.
Tam is
So-
okay.
Kazim, do you land next to them?
Yeah.
Dexterity
Yeah.
saving throw.
Okay. Oh, that's actually good. 22?
Okay, 1 second.
I'm about to take like 79 acid damage, huh?
Let me
I told him the spell was
see.
running out.
Yeah, please take 4 points of acid damage as soon as you land, Draxter just kind of turns to you and just kind of spits a little ball of acid onto your feathers.
What the hell? The spell ran out.
As you just kind of see him just go, I'm aware of how these spells work, bird.
My heart
As he
was
turns
beating
around and
fast.
just goes to lay down. Yeah.
Did he just fly away after calling me bird?
No, he went to go lay down on his perch again.
Okay, it's on like Donkey Kong.
Oh no.
Oh.
I mean, the kids are
Wait.
fighting.
Hold on. Were they in range that I could hear him?
You probably heard Kazim just kind of turn and go, did you just call me bird?
Amy's gonna like pop her head out the window. Can we have him back now? He needs to be in the infirmary.
That's
please.
Nico just crumpled up on the ground.
Yeah, I'm
Just-
checking him
just
over
by
to
the
make sure
wall.
he's.
Silas,
Yeah.
can you help?
I'm checking him over to
I
make
just
sure he didn't like
imagine-
break anything.
I just imagine, yeah, he's not broken, but I just imagine he's just like against the wall, just kind of crumpled up, arms just kind of.
Did I also hear the did you just call me bird?
Yes.
I was just gonna look to I was like this is good, this is gonna go off. Oh,
Get the
Uh,
injured man in the infirmary first.
I will try my best.
Kazim, what you
but I'm
doing?
I will
going to go very
hoist him up.
poorly.
I will hoist up Tammy's crumpled form, and I will kind of pass it through the window
Okay.
to
While
Silas.
while this is happening, Kazim, what are you
Yeah,
doing?
I'm gonna say as I'm taking it, it's like you might want to get some distance on him. He's about to explode.
I'm plotting my revenge. This one's gonna be a slow burn.
Okay, so you're not doing anything right now. You're just kind of staring at Draxto.
I'm really tempted to plunge a dagger into this fucker, but I'm not going to. yet.
Yeah.
As you turn around and you see Zord, roll for strength for me.
Oh boy.
Nico doesn't weigh a lot. He's gonna be fine, Zorn.
That doesn't fucking matter. Let's see.
Oh no.
Strength
Mm-hmm.
3. A natural 1 for 3.
Yeah, Silas, as soon as you hold your arms out, waiting for Zorn to kind of like pass you Nico's arms, as Kazim, you turn around and Zorn is like burying himself in the mud, trying his hardest. If you didn't know better, you'd think like Nico was made out of lead or something, because he is straining.
You know what it is?
Don't help.
Yeah,
It's probably some kind of indigestion from the eggs.
Oh my God.
probably.
Like he tries to lift him up and then just.
Yeah. As I mean, you hop out and you start trying to help Nico, and you lift him up. And Zora, now you pretend like he wasn't actually all that heavy as you hand him off to Silas, and Silas just pretty much just grabs the back of his shirt and one arms him onto his shoulder and walks back to the bed.
Thorn looking even greener than usual. He's usually kind of more tan than green. Now it's more green than tan.
You all right, Dawn?
I think breakfast might not have been treating me well.
Let's go with that. And I will.
Linda just walks in as they're trying to pass Nico through the window. Like Kazim is there, like murder fucking look on his face. The one is kind of green.
White knuckling, just pissed.
He just steps into the room.
Imy's just gonna look around at them and kind of smile,
Oh.
but then look over at Draxto and start walking toward him.
Okay. So as you begin walking towards him, you do hear in your head as he looks up at you and goes, "Surprisingly, it's good to hear your voice."
I could say the same.
I believe your feathered friend is a pansy.
He is amongst the prettier of flowers, not the smarter of the flowers.
Karma,
Does he hears that?
Yeah.
Well, no, he does
I'd
probably.
like to pull out my dragon staff.
Okay.
Oh no!
Okay. Go for it. Go for it.
So, I don't remember what this does. I don't.
You
think I ever
don't
got a
know.
clear
All you were
explanation.
told. All you were told is big boom sometimes. That's all you were told about it.
Is today
Oh,
a sometime?
Today feels like a sometime. How
Okay.
close is Ayame to the dragon?
5 feet.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
I'm gonna say Ayame. I'm sorry, Your Highness. I would never call you by your name. Your Highness. Can I kill your husband respectfully?
Betrothed, and he is headed home, so no.
I feel like being the little devil on Kazim's shoulder, being like, you probably won't get another shot at this. I mean,
I won't get another shot at this. It's not even a devil. It's just another smaller
it's
Kazim.
just a different, and on the other shoulder is another Kazim. He's like, I mean, he's got a point. I mean,
It's a solid point.
it's like Kronk and this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what? Like no.
no,
He's got
hear,
a point.
hear him out. He's got a point.
Wait, no, he's got a point.
As soon as Draxo turns his back on me, I'm gonna point and attempt to use this
Okay.
fucking thing.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
So we'll
In a
hold on
clo- in a
that.
close
We'll hold
fuck.
on that for now. As Amy, you
I
were
thought he
speaking.
was outside.
They are outside. As Amy is, yeah, they're outside. They're on like
thank
they're on like
goodness.
the edge on a hill that's near the window. As they're talking, I'm assuming you're waiting till Amy like walks away and then he turns around to leave.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, Amy, you were talking to Draxto as you see Kazim just kind of put his staff off to the side as he's just kind of like whatever.
Okay. So basically, she is going to look at him and kind of like have the deep. She's been deep sighing a lot. She's gonna deep sigh. So it's just what's happening this week.
Okay.
And she's going to look at him and be like, "The Talon Queen requests that you return to the Isles."
Well, what about you and your... And he looks back behind him and goes, adventures.
I am to stay here and help them because it will help the Isles.
To help
And-
them or to find Denalian?
To help them. Denalian is my way of getting them into the city.
One might question if you'd really give up love so easily.
He gave up on me.
Well, Ayami, I'd be lying if I said I won't miss you.
She's gonna slightly smirk at that and look at him and be like, and I would lie if I said that I wouldn't miss you.
Well, I guess I best be off. I have quite the flight ahead of me.
You are to be placed with one of my handmaidens. Do not let them send my sister to you. I shared
May I
with you
eat your
the
sister?
If it turns out that she is a doppelganger, by all means.
We'll say that she is. Oh, and I must ask. May I have that dragon scale?
Which one?
The one from the creepy beings.
Oh, they, me, and... Wait, no. We, me, and you, or whatever their names were. The cute little things.
Whatever they were. Yes, they gave you a dragon scale. May I have it?
She'll pull it out of her bag.
As he kind of like, you put it in front of him, he kind of looks at it, he looks up at you and goes, there would have been a day I would have used this on you, you know. But
Hopefully now we are friends.
I look forward to seeing you again, Ayami. As he kind of grabs the dragon scale. And you see for the first time, with the dragon scale in his mouth as he looks at you, and then he just kind of bows his head and looks back up at you as he looks at his arm and lifts it up for you to take the band off.
She'll put her hands on it and then look at him and be like, may you be blessed, and may you guide me. Please be safe, and I will do my best to return home to you.
Right before you take it off, he says, may the Platinum Dragon watch you. Which you've never heard him say that, and you weirdly know that they only say that to other dragons.
She'll kind of like slightly smile and let a tear roll and then take it.
Okay. As he stops and you begin walking away and he begins taking off. Kazim! I need you to roll a d20. Keep this in mind. Actually, I'm a message Silas this so that you can't change it. Just hold on.
Snapper's like, but why?
What?
Okay. You are my ref so that you know that I didn't change anything. Okay, Silas?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Give me the number.
13.
Yes!
What does that do? What does that
Silas,
do?
do you want to tell them what I sent you?
Can I say it word for word?
Yes.
So this is gonna take me a minute to read out because it's a full-on table.
Fuck.
Oh.
Even good, odd, bad.
Okay.
So, where are you, Kazim? Are you just in the room?
I probably would have. I don't even think I entered the room.
Okay, so you're
I'm
still
on the other side
outside.
of the
You're
window.
under the window?
Yeah.
So it's Ayami, I need you, Kazim, Silas, Lindell, Zorn.
What?
Please all make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no! no!
I still got it. If you fucking kill Nico, I will come for you.
I mean,
I might have just
Nico's unconscious, so it'll be if we are doing Nico, it's an auto fail.
That's not a fail. Yes.
Dexterity save?
Dexterity
So-
save.
So
I failed no matter what the DC is.
So
18 total.
save. So
Okay.
I
save.
got a 15.
That
Okay.
is 19.
19.
2.
2. And what did you get, Ayami?
15.
So there's a 15. What did you get, Kazim?
8.
8 and a 2. Okay. Will the three of you please take 30 points of fire damage, and Lindell and Zorn please take 15 points of fire damage. As soon as Kazim holds the thing out, you see that the beginning of the edge where this dragon face is, you see this huge, glorious, like, sunburst begin coming out of it, and you see this beautiful fire scorching out of it, and just as he's about to launch it, you see that the mouth closes, and boom! A big fire burst explodes around Kazim. And as the fire begins burning down, you all are launched in separate directions. Kazim, you kind of look up and you just see Draxto kind of staring back, huge grin on his face as you just hear that dragon growl. As he just takes off. Kazim,
Oh
the staff is destroyed.
You know, big boom sometimes.
Big boom.
And they never said it
Sometimes.
would. The boom wouldn't be where you're standing.
No.
Now- Oh God, I love that you used that one specifically.
The dragon takes off and the city explodes
God.
into fire.
Big ol'
I was gonna say before you just performed an act of terrorism.
you do hear guards coming around and like they're all armored up with shields and shit as they come around the corner and they see you and go, Kazim, are you okay? As they're all like circling around you, like bursting into the room, they're seeing bits of scorched fire on the walls and on the ground. The bed and stuff is on fire. I'm gonna say that Lindell and Zorn, because they both succeeded, grabbed Nico off the bed to try and save him.
Yeah. Like, someone would like specifically try and put himself between the explosion and the other two.
That was good. That was
Kazim
really
is
good.
upset with himself.
He's very upset with himself.
Silas is gonna look over at Kazim.
That's the whole reason I messaged
Yep.
Zephyr to know
No,
that I
get
didn't
that.
change
I
it.
get
It was
that.
true.
No, legit. But he's like, right, Kazim.
If anyone's
Yeah,
curious,
right.
that was the unreliable staff of Fireball. On an even, it would launch a fireball at level 9.
What?
On a fail, it explodes a level 5. I think it was level 5 fireball at your location. Big boom. Sometimes.
I'm gonna steal that. I hope you know I'm gonna steal that.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If it was even, you would have one shot Draxto, whether or not he's saved.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's what I was kind of hoping for, honestly.
Oh, fuck, that would have been really good.
Make sure nobody calls me
Sorry.
bird again.
That would have been really good.
If you would have killed the dragon, it would have been a shitstorm.
And if any, for Zephyr, a little stipulation: if it does get an odd and explode on itself, the staff is destroyed.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm literally writing this down. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Like,
This is why we get magical items checked out before we use them.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Amy's gonna sit up from wherever the hell she is. Was she looking at Kazim when this happened?
You were literally just walking past and you just saw a motion of him doing this, and as you turned, saw the explosion.
She's gonna like brush her hair back because she knows it's like all city and stuff and be like, who let the child play with a fire staff?
Jeff is still out of it.
Just like,
I'm so happy he chose to use the staff. I'm so
Oh
happy.
my God.
I'm so happy.
I've just done the math. That could have maxed out at the level 9 one could have maxed out at 84.
all of
No.
us.
So it doesn't ever do level 9 when it explodes on you. It explodes at level
Okay.
9 if you get it
Yeah.
correct.
But like, yeah, so like it would have done. It could have maxed out on Dragster at 84
Yeah,
damage.
it would have fucking decimated him.
Oh,
Do I need to get rid of my familiar now, bestie?
Yes. As he's now flying off into the beautiful night sky as the moon begins to start right. The sun is going down over the horizon of your guys' explosion. Kazim, what are you explaining to these guards as to what just fucking happened?
like this is the. I'm expecting the entire fucking garrison to
Yeah,
be coming
there's
this
like
way.
6 guards inside the room, and there's like a good 12 outside just kind of looking around to see what the hell happened.
I have no good explanation, and I'm getting an important phone call, so I'll be right back.
Oh.
You just see Kazim just kind of staring off into disbelief.
I know we're holding a quote-unquote prisoner of war, but I didn't think we were also traveling with a terrorist.
I'm just gonna look at Zorn. I'll be like, I got some bad news. We gotta leave. We need to go back home. We can't stay here. There's a lot of things happening right now, currently. Yes, but we need to go.
I was going to nod and look down at Tammy to first try and make sure, like, see, like, did it get any burns on him?
You see that some of his bandages are a bit scorched a little bit, but all in all, not too bad.
Okay, good.
We don't have a lot of time. They'll be most likely visiting our families very soon.
I haven't done that already.
If they haven't, we need to
Right.
go.
I'm going to
You will be in
kind of
good hands.
still holding, like, Tammy. I'm just going to, kind of look down at him. I could really need you to wake up right now, man. Okay. I'm going to place him on the most intact bed, or the least burnt bed that exists in this room.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the infirmary bed, it's still it still has a mattress, just some scorch marks on it. As the guards are still kind of looking around, going, "Anyone want to explain what happened?"
Some magical mishap. I don't know.
Commander Kazim had a lapse in judgment.
Roll for insight if you want to.
Absolutely, I do. 19.
You see a couple faces of confusion, then you see the rest of them just kind of go, "Got it. That makes sense."
Yeah.
As they all just kind of go, "Okay, well, we will send somebody to clean it up and fix your window." As you look at the window now, and the stained glass is fucking destroyed.
I got that. I want to touch it and do mending.
Okay.
I want to fix the window.
As they all just start shuffling away from the site of the explosion. The smell of burnt cinder and timber around you guys. The smell of burning blankets, as well as some burning flesh, as some of your group is in worse shape than others.
Like me.
You lay Tamiel back into his bed, as again he's still breathing very softly, but still rhythm is exactly the same. You tuck him in as he just looks still comfortable. Both of you go on either side of him to kind of grasp his hands to try and send some kind of message to him, and both of you do feel him squeezing your guys' hands, giving you comfort in the assumption that he probably knows you're there.
Like Lundell, she's just gonna start crying. Like she'll give him one-sided hug. She'll kiss his forehead and yeah, she's gonna miss him. Hopefully we'll see you soon. And she'll, hug at Zorn's shoulder, and she'll actually head towards Silas. She'll just bow her head and watch over your little guy for us, will ya? And Giant.
He will be waiting for you on your return.
Zorn is going to well, I don't know if it will be quick, but before they leave, Zorn is going to write a letter.
Okay.
Which he's going to, once it's done, he's going to hand it to Silas with the instructions to give it to Tammy once he awakes.
Okay.
I'm going to send it to you.
Please do.
It will be done. And Silas is going to cut his hand with his axe, sort of spread the blood around his palm, and place a handprint on Zorn's chest. Welcome to the clan.
It's going to nod. Thank you. Now keep each other safe.
When the
We will
time
be back.
comes, we will all be fighting on the same side. And should you hear any whispers of Tharizdun or anchors on your travels, inform Archmage Greymore.
And we will do.
Now make sure that Tamiel is still alive when you return.
You better.
Now,
And we're gonna fuck a shit in.
I,
like-
I must ask, how did you get here?
Walked.
Yeah. It's like you can see like the PTSD of like spread like running from the entire city.
You look
back
over
and
both their
forth and back
faces.
and forth.
As soon as you say that, you can see that the realization has just hit them that they have to walk back now.
I feel like occasionally they would have maybe like gotten a ride on like a cart.
Yeah,
like,
you guys
like a
have
merchant's
found
cart or
carts and
something.
horses and stuff like that. Yeah.
But mostly walking through the wilderness to try and get on, like, not necessarily the kind of, direct, quicker paths, like moving through the wilderness rather than roads in some instances, if it would be faster to just go a straight line.
Yeah.
Kazim, I'm sure the flow can spare a couple horses. What do you think?
I can ask, yeah.
Thank you, Commander.
He gives himself a title, then mad when everyone uses it.
Commander, I called myself leader, and it was one time.
And like, what? I'm not gonna call you like War Chief, am I?
I'm gonna
So
pull out
the-
the other wand. Call me Commander one more time.
The other wand that you got? Okay. Okay.
Aimee's gonna put her hand on the wand and be like, "We've experienced enough trauma for the day. Please."
I'll take us all out. Don't test me.
I'll hold up. I'll hold up.
Right now.
He's going to point the wand straight down. Either way, it's going to explode where he's standing.
I'll hold up the deck of cards. I know you don't want to lose this.
Kazim draws all of the cards.
Oh my god.
I know you,
Yeah.
Kazim. Your curiosity will best you. You'll keep me alive just
Can I pull one?
later when we are away from the city, perhaps.
Steal
But I know you want.
Do it anyway.
No,
Just
I'm
steal
not-
one while
no,
they're
I'm
asleep.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
say to
think
him,
so.
I know you're not gonna use the staff because you're gonna at least wait till you can try and steal these from me. So how about we save that stuff when we need it?
He doesn't have the
I don't
staff. He has a wand.
Yeah, the staff is gone, so.
This one was
Yeah.
described as Big
I
Boom,
got
though.
this.
Just Big Boom.
Yeah.
So
I got this.
that's
the
more
point-
promising
the
than Boom Boom sometimes.
The point still stands of like you haven't had a chance to try and steal these from me yet, so you're not gonna kill me just yet.
I don't have
Aimee's
stealing
gonna pull
stats
his
in-
letter out of the bag. So her
And,
letter is now
like,
in his
I-
hand, and just hand it to him. Be like, "How about you read this instead?" Cool.
I read letters.
I still don't believe you can,
Are you
right?
gonna open it and read the first line?
Send me the whole thing. I'll decide after the first one.
But yeah, Lynn and Zorn are gonna bid goodbyes to everyone, and she's gonna hug me, like she's going to bow properly to Silas, like she's gonna.
Silas isn't gonna do the full handprint, but it's gonna draw like a little, basically draw the word for family
Aw.
on like in blood, but as that kind of on Lindell's sleeve.
Ayami is
She
going.
bows and yeah.
Ayami is going to hand her a couple of Drexto scales.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, she'll very gladly take them and she'll look at Zorn and like, oh, let's fucking start walking.
Not walking.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you guys some horses. We still have
Oh, thank
horses
goodness.
stationed here. If all else fails, we can just give them a couple horses.
That's my backup plan. Is they can have Artemis.
Before I go talk to Graymore, Your Highness, has
I'm
anybody
just
else read
casually
this
gonna look at
letter?
him. No. It has been in the bag.
Perfect. Sacred Flame, I'm burning the letter.
Oh,
Nobody else
Respect.
No.
Respect.
Nobody else gets to know.
But the orb stays with me.
I have a huge problem with that, but I'll talk about it in a second.
I am trying to decipher its origins, and I am researching it, and I would need it in my company.
Okay, that... Again, I'm gonna argue with you in a second. I need to go talk to Graymore about a couple horses.
We're gonna fight, but not right now.
Yeah, Linda is all gonna follow you.
Rain
Just so you know.
check on the fight. Talk to Archie with a nat 20 persuasion check.
No,
because I'll obviously roll a
I
nat
will
20.
say that as you kind of walk out, you're very easily able to kind of talk to Graymore, who just kind of directs you to the guy at the front. And yeah, easily enough, you're able to get 2 horses out for them to be able to ride off. Are you guys going to say your goodbyes to them outside, or what are we doing?
Nah, they did it in the infirmary, I feel
Yeah,
like.
Ayami gave
so-
hers.
Yeah.
Kazim just kind of gives you a very quick, just kind of like, bye, gotta go fight, as you guys hop on your horses and begin riding your way back to Earthrus. So before we continue,
Before they leave,
yeah,
eye contact with the elf.
Oh.
And now I leave. Just
Dramatic
a stressed out look.
respect.
Like she's gonna like you what? What? like in her head just like the fuck.
So I need to talk to Graymore about upping our defenses, clearly. But before that, I need to talk to a woman about Norb. This is not the first time I've had to steal a crystal from you, Dyer. It won't be the last time I smashed one in front of you.
I hope this one I really hope this one shatters too. So badly do I want this one to shatter as well in front of Dyer's character. Just every single orb you guys get that Dyer cherishes, I want Kazim specifically to shatter it.
There are a few constants in this world, but that is one of them.
Literally, if this one shatters, I will no longer be in Tales of Ethyl.
Oh fuck, I want it to happen. Come on. You can't let that stop you.
No.
Alright.
No, like, Ayami would literally, like, she would leave. Ayami would leave if it got destroyed.
Oh fuck. Well, you better protect it then.
Bitch, that's
Don't
my
like-
daughter you're talking about.
Don't like Kazim.
I can't steal anymore, so we're gonna have to play this by the book.
Oh shit.
I could try to steal, I'm just not very good at
Yeah,
it.
not as good. Well, as our new adventurers are now heading back out to their very, very, very long journey home. Yeah, with the slog. I want this first.
Shit, I should have brought them some lunch.
Fuck it, it's too late now. They're already gone. As Kazim begins walking in, I assume Kazim just kind of walks into the room and goes, "Now listen here, motherfucker."
Instead of saying that, because I want you to have a lot of prep time for our next session,
Okay.
I'm going to do my best to shout Mistrix at the top of my lungs as soon as I enter the room.
And I think that's where we're gonna end for this week. That was
You did
Excellent.
not. You did not.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I don't think it is.
I think it is.
as I want to say, Seb, thank you so much for joining us these past couple weeks with
Holy
all the
shit.
difficulties and all the
MVP.
weird shit going on. It's been a blast
Yeah.
having you, bud.
It
The
has been lovely.
MVP of the last couple sessions. Holy shit.
So yeah, hopefully he'll come back for either this character or for another character. But yeah, that was a lot of fun having a guest. We've had a lot of laughs and interesting moments going on. But yeah, I want to say thank you guys for playing with me and doing this, and thank you guys for coming to watch us. And if you're watching on the YouTubes or listening on the Spotifys or watching on the TikToks, we love you guys very much. We hope you guys have a fantastic week. Won't be seeing you next week, but we'll be seeing you the week after. Yeah, it's gonna be. I love you guys so much. And who wants to do it this way? Seb, you're leaving. You have to do
Seb,
it.
gotta do it.
I feel Josh should have it, as he's been
No.
gone for so long.
You're leaving.
Nito.
Come on.
Seb.
Come
Seb.
on.
Seb. All right.
Seb, you do not have the right to remain silent.
I screamed bye. I don't think my microphone.
Do it again.
actually picked it up.
Try again.
Bye.
What is a ray of light without the shadow it creates? What is the darkness without desire for flame? What is a warrior without a worthy foe? What would you like to do? It's time to roll. When the lines between good and evil are blurred, no one knows if there is Dune or Paler came first. An ancient struggle throughout all time to push against the other keeps both upright. Is the coming chaos worth the peace? Is it all just a puzzle to complete? A one-sided coin can't exist, isn't real, and thus goes the tales of Ethyl. Thus goes the tales of Ethyl.